It's going down like this, motherfucker.
This shit is crazy. The following
Nigga get mad. Say, motherfucker, what you mean you ain't gonna let me in this funky joint? Much money I done spent in here, nigga. I knew your mama when she was hoeing. Huh, baby. Shit, bet I do it over time. Say that, nigga. Shit. Bar, bet the bar, off time. Shit, boy, I'm trying to make me some money. Boy, I'm hungry as a hog need. Slap Jesus. Shit, gotta be a Jesus, cause too many black folks.
For what he has, he says that the only way that we can solve our problem is to unite together among ourselves, among our own kind, clean ourselves up, rid ourselves of the evils that we've become addicted to here in this society, and try and...
Yes, he destroy black boys. If you destroy him as a boy, he'll never become a man. Yes, he destroy black boys. Yes, he destroy black boys. If you destroy him as a boy, he'll never become a man.
This ain't loud enough. I'm still trying. This ain't loud enough. I'm still trying.
I just left a light in this bitch. I'm finna hit the shop in this.
Fuck up. Move the fuck.
Hey, where are the white women at?
I'm trying to told you just with Herman, man. I'm trying to told you.
Well, gotta get a piece of my said it feels like magic.
Joe Beach. He looked down, seen his feet. The nigga went berserk. Killed the monkey. Threw the bat out the window. Start kicking that bitch in the air.
Say anyway, but I will. The way quantum entanglement works is that you can take two particles, quantum entangle them, and then take those two particles and move them at any distance in the cosmos. And let's just say, for example, if you quantum entangle two electrons and you have them spinning in the same direction, and then you take one of those electrons and you shoot that thing out 100,000 light years from the original. If you then rotate the spin on the one electron, if you modify it so that its spin changes, the quantum entangled electron at any distance will simultaneously in no time switch its rotation also, because they're quantum entangled. So these communication systems are taking advantage of this aspect of quantum mechanics that most people can't wrap their heads around, and this is what they're utilizing. It's just the new level of science that affords us the ability to communicate at any distance instantaneously. Can you?
You don't understand. It's cool enough just being cool. Like I am. Chillin'.
Plus, I'm in love with a bitch I can't stand.
Group of you together, you never can tell who's who. I've seen a lot of black guys, Nipsey, but you're overdoing it.
I mean, TikTok. A lot of the white content creators on TikTok get all of their dances from the black content creators.
You're a philosopher? Yes. You're a philosopher? Yes. You're a philosopher? Yes. I think very deeply.
Hey, dance with me. Hey, dance with me. Dance with me. Oh, yeah.
I think very deep. I think very deeply.
And you two motherfuckers need Jesus.
Damn.
damn white boys out there. Most of them is psychopaths and all that. They'll kill your mama's mama, and you.
Decent white folk that still don't know they're racist.
What the hell you want here, hunky?
Don't know me, want it.
Mean to be rude. I don't mean to be out of line. Mean to be rude. Mean to be rude. I don't mean to be out of line.
Where's all that noise? Where's all that noise? Oh, that's just dad.
Your lines are still open. Oh shit, you can get it, nigga. You wanna get it? Oh shit!
Get your hands off of me, shit!
The Chinese platform, you already know they don't give a fuck about you. The Chinese platform, you already know they don't give a fuck about your black ass. And then
I think we OD. I think we OD.
My word, can't be my equal, I don't know what you heard. Doing the styles.
Used to snort cocaine, now I fiend for the check, yeah.
That's the difference when you're my baby. That's how. Baby, I'm a walking dead man, is what they call me when I hit the loot juice. It pulls up in the. Baby, I'm a walking dead man, is what they call me when I hit the loot juice. It pulls up in the. Lean and buck, lean, buck, lean, buck.
Schatzi, is it true what they say about the way you people are gifted? Oh, it's true. It's true. It's true. It's true.
I guess you go to the history of European civilizations. 250 years is how long they last before they implode because of their greed, because of their violence, because of an inability to let others be, including themselves. If they didn't have brown and black people to hate, they would hate themselves.
Do that dance, baby, do that dance, let's work.
Nigga.
To the east. Greetings. This is Big Pontiac, and welcome to the Chocolate Mountain Show. I am the holder of the infinite sacred ball game that was created by the Hero Twins, and I am that one and only Galactic Daddy-O, welcoming each and every one of you to my galactic patio that reaches from Minnesota to the universe. having a little problem focusing here. I didn't expect all these doors to appear. Where are all these doors coming from? God damn. Okay. Got to tune like a motherfucker. All right. It's coming a little back a little bit. Wow. That I didn't expect that. But anyway, this is the Chocolate Mountain Show, as you should know. And we starting it off. We're just drinking water today. If I don't drink beer, I just drink water. So pop them if you got them. And we're going to get funky tonight. We're going to get funky. We still got the Jungle Brothers, so we're going to hit this motherfucker. But that's okay too. But I've got a super joint that's been put up for a while. I'm going to smoke on this motherfucker too. So, smoke them if you got them. This reminds me of the good old days. Mom's Mabley would say, "What good old days?" That's what this reminds me of. Trying to pass the joint around 200 motherfuckers. I don't like the taste of... I like tobacco. I don't like tobacco and weed mixed. So, we're going to let this one chill for a second. I'll smoke off and on of that motherfucker all day. Look at that. You can go like this. What's happening, PJ? Allen, that's my main man from Japan. What's happening, PJ? And he's one person I never worry about his...
My bitches. You saying you can't control your bitches? What?
And I know he has.
You got to have vision.
And since he's the first, he gets the special seat because he's got his own booth on the Galactic Patio. Would you like to dance with me? We're doing the cause. And he knows there's only one rule.
Don't touch my...
Leave that F-150 alone. And if you do, I promise to take you... Take you higher, baby. Man, let me see if I can... I'm going to start the show off. I was going to put that shit in there, but... Let me see if I can bring it over, see what y'all think, because it was fucking with me. I really couldn't get it on, but... Oh, that nigga's still on. Okay, he is still on. I wish I'd known. I would have... Turtle Gang was on Black Magic tonight, and... he was on with Brother Rich, and I don't know if his internet, no hating on him, but it just didn't look good. And it's hard, it's hard when you all fuzzy and shit, and people looking at you all fuzzy. It's kind of hard to listen to the message. I think it's his internet because when he spliced in, and because I should have, well. I can't say I should have joined him because on the other hand, I didn't have all of my information handy. The shit is all put up and I had to get it out. So it's be a little unfair to just say, come tell us what you know about the Omen. It's not that easy. But I want to bring up to see if y'all saw this bullshit today. Did y'all see this bullshit? And I know, here we go. Did y'all see this bullshit? Here we go. I was watching this game, and it wouldn't slide over. I guess I didn't tape it right here. I don't know. It wouldn't get over. So you can't really see there, but the manipulation is shown. Here we go. Here we go. Now watch the way it goes in. Again, we're talking about vector, which is the drop. So anytime we see it roll like that, we know it's an unnatural shot. That's all we needed to know. And when it was live, it was real easy to tell it was fake. Did y'all see this one? No, not this one. No, this one. right here. This is that's the same one. This was a good movie he did on Wambi. Bam! Look at him making the face. Yeah, I wasn't ready. They didn't do that. This didn't do this to me in Europe. Every night you getting it. Every night you got somebody that can give it to you. And then you ain't bigger than everybody. You ain't strong. That's why y'all only won 5 games. And you know, I'm getting to really hate Reggie Miller. I'm getting really to hate him. He is such a, you know, again, he's the bandwagon rider. He's a dick rider. I'm going to just say it. Reggie Miller is a straight up dick rider. And they told him, you know, ride, you know, this great European hype, ride it all the way, Reggie. Do everything you can say about him and tell him how he's the best player ever. And that's what we got. That is definitely what we got. So, ooh, it's just kicking in. It's like saying, tell me something good, baby. So that's the kind of stuff we saw tonight. I don't know if y'all saw this shit. Let's see if I can get this shit to show. Hey, did y'all see this shit? This is Stephen A. Smith without his wig on. This is how bald Stephen A. Smith is. Now, again, if I was to cut my hair, it'd be patchy a little bit, but Stephen A. Smith is this bald. He is this bald. Again, if you don't cut in here, it's a little bit that'll grow, but basically he look like this, and he get that much put on. He get that much put on. That much is put on for sure, so. They told him, Steve, you can't be like Michael Jordan. There's only one Michael Jordan, so you can't cut it bald, Stephen. You can't cut it bald. You got to keep it. You got to keep it. You got to keep it there, Stephen. We need you to have hair. It's the George Washington. Look at a day in the life of any senator. Look at goddamn. Look at any day in the life of anybody like CNN. Watch CNN when they got all the senators and all them. Watch all of them. Why do they all have wigs on? Just watch CNN someday, or watch. I watch NBC, MSNBC. Watch Fox, whatever the fuck you gotta watch. Watch that shit, and they show you how many have to wear the wigs. You know, and it makes no sense. You know, like Richard Nixon. You know, Richard Nixon had a patch in the middle. Somebody said, you know, Tricky Dick, you gonna look good with just that patch in the middle. I mean, it's like the most ridiculous shit in the world. You know, that they feel like that. So I don't know. I don't know why they feel like that. Oh, my boy was talking about that shot. They started talking about magnets. Oh, absolutely. It absolutely is about magnets. You know, it is. It's absolutely. You could, the guidance system, it's a missile guidance system too. It's a missile guidance system too that they've used, that came out of the mid 60s, early 70s, mid 60s. It was a guidance system they put on the mid 60s. So it's probably even a better system now. So yeah, check that out. And let me say, this is, okay, check this out. So, like, check this out. If a man is trying to rob you, and he's trying to rob you, but he tries to rob you by setting your tree on fire. So you got to run out the house, and he can run in the house and rob you, right? That's called a distraction. You dig? So the same thing goes on in Hollywood. This time of year especially, they do not want you to think about you. Because a distraction is anything outside of yourself, outside of you concentrating on what you need to do to make you and your life better. A distraction comes in when instead of you manifesting, you're being distracted from even manifesting. So there's a lot of distractions that go on. Just like you saw, you know, the comedian and the dude I call the black alligator, because he's one of the ugliest men on TV. I mean, if he, you know, one reason why he didn't go cocaine, that nigga got the perfect nose to do cocaine. He could lift, he would just have to do like this, or he probably had to stick a brick up one side, and he could just snort it. He wouldn't even have to put his face down. That nigga's nose is so big, you know, he got the George Floyd, Jonathan Majors nose. And I've been saying Jonathan Majors looked like George Floyd. I did that almost when I started this channel's going on 3 years. It's after, I'm more than 3 years. I'm going on after 3 years. And I've been saying Jonathan Majors looked like George Floyd to me. It was another George Floyd, the way they look. He had George Floyd's phenotype. But anyway, so a distraction is anything that takes away from your purpose. And so if you're too busy doing this all day, so yes, your phone would be a distraction, but you choose to be distracted. It's like today, you know, these bottles come out and everybody running after them and they ain't worth shit. What makes that bottle more expensive than the other color? Well, we're only going to make so many. Again, these is a distraction from your purpose. Your purpose is to manifest a great life. So there's the things that we plug into, and that's what it is now. Is, do I want to plug into this right now? Because this is how you get distracted. A distraction is taking you away from your purpose, taking you away, especially when you don't want to be distracted. See, that's the bad thing about a distraction. Is they set it up where you don't really want to be distracted. You didn't ask to be distracted. When you pick up this phone or you watch a movie or you watch something, you want to be entertained, you agree to be distracted. But when you start watching something that hooks you in and you don't expect, and then the message goes unnaturally viral, that's a distraction. There's something else going on. And if the simple thing is just you paying attention to that instead of yourself, you are distracted. But we have a mass distraction. And we have them over and over again. Mass distraction. So it's not going out of my vocabulary because it's still a fact. Again, you choose to be distracted or you get tricked into being distracted. So, oh yeah, and we never giving up on the dress. We gonna talk shit about these motherfuckers. They want to keep wearing the dresses. We gonna keep talking shit because the average motherfucker ain't gonna wear a dress. Why is it you know, how many niggas that is just regular straight dudes that just go around wearing dresses or even kilts for that matter? It's never going to be accepted. We always going to be able to point out highly weird because this is the ritual they make motherfuckers do. They make motherfuckers put on them dresses as a shame ritual. And I said it before. It's better to be shamed than to be killed. And I guess that's the way to look at it. Oh, there goes my main man, Dr. Sinister. What's happening? Thank you for joining. And I know you always be on. You take care of
My bitches. You saying you can't control your bitches?
I know you can control yours, and I know you definitely got
to have vision.
And you know you are always welcome on the Galactic Patio.
Would you like to dance with me? We're doing the cosmic.
But you know, just like you wrote,
Don't touch my truck.
leave that F-150 alone, baby. It's running my whole house. You can't touch it. It's got all the power. It's powering the show. That F-150, electric lightning. But if you do... Take you higher. Chris Matthews, what is happening? And I know you definitely got to have
Vision.
And I know you will be happy to follow me and get down on the...
Would you like to dance with me? We're doing the cosmic.
But there's only one rule.
Don't touch my truck.
Leave that F-150 alone, but if you do... Hiya, baby, hiya, baby, hiya, baby. Hiya, baby. Want to take you higher. Man, this is a lazy motherfucking day for me. What did gold end up at today? Let's check it out. Let's see where gold ended. How's my gold looking today? Okay, we lost $2 from yesterday. Yesterday, we saw a high of 20.50. Let's see. Yeah, 72 cents. Where is we following it? So where were we at? We spiked. What is that? Okay, so we spiked. Okay, so that's today. Today it spiked up at 20.54. Spiked it down
to 2053, and at this moment, it is on the downward trend. Again, trading is all day, y'all. They trade gold. All trades is, it's a worldwide market that continues. And at this moment, it's 2048. So you're still over 2,000. Okay. So if you got any gold, and you need to pawn it, hey, your gold is worth more. And don't let them tell you it's not worth more. Let me see. Okay. GME is down to 16 a share. Where's Ford? Yeah, now this is one I've been holding this for a couple years, and it didn't make the money I thought because I bought in at 5. All my shares I bought in at 5, and you see, they grew a little bit. They grew a little bit, but not a lot. Let me see if I can find silver. Where's silver? Okay, and here's Facebook, 372, so really not bad. Pepsi is 171. All right, silver is at 23. Silver's at 23 today. So, I bought into silver. I say it was around, I don't know. I don't remember what it was. I don't know. Oh, yeah, you can buy gold from Costco. You see? You can buy gold bars from Costco if you didn't know. See if they show a picture of it. The little bars they show. Let me see if they show pictures. You can get an ounce. You can get an ounce bar. Let's see. Yeah, no pictures of it. But like again, one time they said 19, it was around 1,200. So, gold price has been a roller coaster, fluctuating between 1,900 and 2,000. Last 5 years, the metals witnessed a steady increase, rising from spot around, look at this, just in 19, before COVID, 1,200. And I remember when gold was 400 or 500, when I used to get my first watches and shit and buy. I've been buying gold for shit. I've been buying gold since I was early 20s. So yeah, that's where the money is. That's where the money is, y'all. So check it out. Let's see. Oh, it says the dollar strengthened. Gold didn't go down that much. Gold falls from record high as U.S. dollar strengthens. Yeah, the dollar's been shit around the world. Let's see what this says about business. Let's see. Price of gold has retreated from its high, strengthens New Year. The price of gold 1/3. Okay, see already. It's already went higher than this, but it has not gone back. See, it went to 2,100. Pullback come as the dollar rallies. Where's the dollar? More trading Middle East. Labor force. Yeah, okay, you want us to watch some bullshit. You're not really telling us nothing. But let me see. We probably can find what the dollar is. It's usually on this shit somewhere. Oh, but man, yeah, that shot tonight was some bullshit. The whole game was some bullshit. Really. Klay Thompson, why is he in the league? He can only play for so long. He can't guard anybody anymore. They must have told him to quit going at Klay, because that seemed to be what everybody was doing, was going at Klay. But they quit going at him. Man, that's all they want to talk about is gold today. If you got a lot of gold, you're in pretty good shape, because it's worth a lot more. So you in trouble and go to pawn it, go to a bunch of different pawn shops. Don't go to just one. So if you want to trade, it's a good time to trade a lot. Business license not required, factory outlet clothes vendor. Let's look at this. What does that mean? Oh, online. Okay, they trying to get you for taxes. They still want to get your ass for taxes. Yeah, this is crazy. All the sites are like gold sites. Let's see. Discover. What's Discover? Oh, let's see. Damn, medical negligence. Who is this chick? Wow. She sure is ugly, but medical negligence caused death of former Texas U.S. Rep. Eddie Bernice Johnson. Bernice. The family of former U.S. Rep. Said Thursday that the trailblazing Texas congressman who died of the week in 89 passed away after getting an infection and accused a Dallas rehabilitation of neglect. Again, she was in 89. First registered nurse died on the 31st. Said, oh man, they didn't let her cross over. Okay, so they didn't want to count it for the ritual. So getting a big notice. Health system for rehab tends to file lawsuit for neglect. This chick was 98 years old though. Son found her lying in her own crap. Wow. I thought it was going to be a case for the pain she went through. What you say? Williams said it's a case that Johnson herself asked him to pursue weeks after she began suffering from complications from the infection. Thought it was going to be a case for the pain and she went through additional procedures she went through and the medical bills that she was going to recover. So it's very distressing for me that she succumbed to this. On the 21st, her son, this is a long time ago, laying in her own crap and urine at the facility, according to a news release. Kirk Johnson said at the news conference that he had gone to the facility after his mother called to tell him she was getting no response from the call button. He said he arrived 10 minutes later. Deplorable, he said. She was being unattended. She was screaming out in pain and for help. The news release said that Kirk couldn't find any nurses on the floor. He went to the administration office, accompanied his mother's room. When they arrived, staff members were cleaning up the feces. The news release said that Bernice's orthopedic surgeon noted in his record that Johnson had some complications after the operation. Being found in bed sitting in her own feces 3 days later, she began to having copious purulent drainage from the low lumbar incision. The surgeons performed a surgical repair on the infection wound, and she moved to a skilled nursing facility and went home in hospice. Oh, wow. The new release said that the laboratory culture report showed organisms directly related to shit. Johnson served 3 decades, and after leaving last January, so she was fairly old too. Wow, still fucked up. I don't know. She died before the year was over, so I don't know. I'm not sure if we can relate that to the sacrifice. Possibly. But I think on the whole, the world is a big distraction because as soon as you walk out the door, there's distraction. Do you look at your phone? Is that the first thing you do when you go? You look in your phone. Let's check this out. I've told the story many times on how I was given the 3 yearbooks that he played varsity, and I annihilated every picture of him. I had to have it. Earl the Pearl Monroe, Winston-Salem State. Willis Reed played at Grambling. Sam Jones went to North Carolina Central. This is a handful of players who took HBCUs. The men's basketball team is Tennessee State, and in a 3-season span from 56 was nearly unbeatable and somehow largely unnoticed. They had a coach in John McClinton who had enshrined in the Basketball Hall of Fame as a coach and contributor. They had 5 players who would play in the NBA, one of them a future All-Star. They won 3 consecutive titles in NIA, which basically was Division II back then. Tennessee won 94 of 102 games during that stretch. Cleveland Pipers coach John McClendon greets Dick Barnett, who later played for the Knicks. It can be easily argued the McClendon's college team, especially his championship teams in the 50s, were among the most talented in the country. Would they have beat ranked European teams? Absolutely. That's why they didn't want to play them. The AP poll has had some mandate of 70 that put the best teams of the country each week. Now they come back to Division I. Remember, but in earlier days, especially before historical black college and university were considered NCAA members, the lines were a little bit blurred. Schools like Tennessee State was considered part of the college division, which was different than the likes of North Carolina and Kentucky. College division teams were not part of the policy. And we only needed a chance. Dick Barnett, who became an all-star and 2-time champion out of Tennessee State. So when he entered the small college Hall of Fame, we could be NCAA member at any time. It did not make 2 appearances in the coach's poll, 59 to back-to-back run as the champions. Other black schools judged differently from the black and blue bloods. Race was the majority reason. In addition to the restrictive NCAA membership bylaws, segregation was still rampant. When the first AB poll was published in 49, also Jim Crow wasn't overturned until 64. Most of the college teams that were considered powerhouses at that era, at a minimum, featured predominantly European players. It leaves sport with more than a few of what if, questioned Bobby Dandridge, believes in the answer. HBCUs at the time were good enough to be ranked and would be more than just held their own against teams in their poll. We would have done well, said Dandridge, basketball Hall of Famer, stellar NBA career, and someone who played college at Norfolk State. Wasn't called Norfolk State, I don't think, at the time. Him and what was his Kirkland, Pee Wee Kirkland were both at, but Pee Wee claims he was a government agent, but he claimed that, he was so much of a government agent he had to quit playing ball. Because you look back at the number of HBC guys from that era and the NBA top 75 guys that ever played, those who had a chance to be drafted ended up as Hall of Famers. You see at a high level of basketball. Can't really argue that point. Oh, there's Big House. This is who Stephen A. Smith got fired. And this is how old he was. Now, Stephen A. Smith was right. Big House really got old and was still coaching the game. It kind of passed him, but, this guy is a great inspiration. Will Sweet played at Grambling State, Sam Jones, Earl Monroe. They're just a handful of players. But this is Big House Gaines. And Big House Gaines left a copy of his book. They call me Mr. Big House. And the University of Kentucky honored the Paducah, Kentucky native, all-time coach in NCAA Division II during his ceremony at Rump Arena. Rump is a very racist coach. Gaines had 829 victories in 47 years at Winston-Salem. Clara Gaines, 50 years, is his wife. So, same goes for McClendon. He was the first college basketball coach to ever win 3 consecutive national championships, doing so at Tennessee State. He became well known, so he created the 4-corner offense. A lot of people would think Dean Smith did, which he did not. And his craft would develop in the fast break as well. Among his mentors, his early days student was Dr. James Smith, who just happened among his mentors, as Dr. James, who just happened. So he was at Kansas. He was at Kansas when the Olympic coach, what was the Olympic coach that coached Spencer Haywood? He was there when that coach was there too. I can't think of his name right now, but he was the one that coached Wilt. It could be easily argued that McClendon's team, especially championship in the late 50s, were among the most talented in the country. Would they be ranked? That'll never be known. And then the other part is the racist refereeing. Could they have been reffed, non-racistly? But in his legacy, for something that predates the AP poll of 1944, 5 years before the first poll, McClendon was coaching what was called the North Carolina College, now North Carolina Central. They invited a team of Duke medical students, a group at the time considered even more talented than the Duke varsity teams, their campus for a secret game. The Duke players piled into a borrowed car and made the drive across. Where's this? Earl Lloyd? Dick Barnett. Oh, yeah, I guess Dick Barnett is really old right now. Friday, the AP poll. Okay. Final score, 88. They blew them out. The teams played a second game the next day, mixing up the rosters. When I played, although we may not have played against each other in any organized setting, we were always looking to test our skills. The black guys against the white guys, Dandridge said. I don't think the players had any problem playing against each other. It was the racism, the segregation in the country. There again is Dick Barnett. He had a way of kicking his legs under him when he shot his jump shot. No one does that anymore. Yeah, I don't even know, I might have to look him up. No one does that. No one kicks their leg under. And that used to be fairly common. When you see a dude would go up and he kind of kicked his legs when he went up. You don't see that anymore. But Dick Barnett was one of the last to do it, and probably the best too. Oh, Jamar, 3224. What is happening? Thank you for coming on. And I know you got to have vision. And I know you don't mind going up to Galactic Patio and getting it on. Would you like to dance with me? We're doing the cosmic. And most be like, ooh, ah. That is the funniest shit to me. And there's only one rule.
Don't touch my...
Leave that F-150 that's powering everything alone. That lightning is out there powering everything. But if you do... I will take you higher. So thank you for joining me. And so, also never ranked Winston-Salem, coached by another Hall of Famer, Clarence Big House. I'll say this. Let's say this. Despite the talent of Earl Monroe, they was just barely beating them Division II schools. Watch the documentary on Earl Monroe and watch how they played them. A couple of teams they got in their ass, but most of the teams it was tough for them. So for them to, again, size, would the refs cheat or not? Very, very, very likely that the refs would cheat. So when you grow up in the Black South, you grow up in a segregated environment. You're not surprised by anything in the term of recognition, Clarence added. And the two Division I conferences comprised of HBCUs, the MEAC, which I played in, which began in 71, it was classified as D1 conference in 78. The year before I came. So 79, we were, D1 basketball, but not D1 football. Southwest Conference founded in 2077 was first D1 basketball. I did not know this. 77 was his first season as D. So yeah, A&T's first year, 77, 70. Wow. Majority of most talented black players now attend predominantly white European institutions. Among the current MEAC SWAC members, A&T is in the CAA now. Basketball savants want to ensure the greatness of those, obviously the level of play in the college even far superior level in the two today, he wrote, but Gaines was glad, went to grad school in North Carolina from 80 to 82. Wow, I did not know that. The second of those years was Michael Jordan's freshman year, and when the Tar Heels won the national championship, Gaines lived in Gainesville Towers along with the basketball players. Gaines Jr., okay. They knew his father in his 47-year career. Wow, that's nice. That was nice. Should have recruited me. He should have recruited me. I was way better than Stephen A. Smith in high school. Whoa. What is this? Robert Kraft. Check this out. Let's see what this says. Robert Kraft pulled rank on Bill Belichick over coaching decision. A bombshell report republished by the Herald early Thursday morning was a complete rundown of the inner workings of the Patriots. It painted a chronic picture of what historically has been a well-oiled machine led by Bill Belichick, demonstrating just how far the accomplished franchise has fallen. Although it could be argued that most of the dysfunction began as soon as Tom Brady announced he was leaving, the team needed a makeover from the top to bottom, from the roster, the coaching staff, not just because they needed to be as successful again, but because Josh McDaniel poached nearly half the personnel to join him on the Raiders. Felt like the opportunities to bring back some fresh, talented coaches' mind to help the team speed up with the current NFL. But Belichick's decision to hire Joe Judge, who sucked, Matt Patricia, who sucked, immediately felt like taking two steps backwards. Even so, when the former defense coordinator was given McDaniel's clipboard to oversee the offense. Much to the surprise of no one, Patricia's time as a coordinator did not go well. Mac Jones regressed and could be easily partially blamed on Patricia's inexperience in coaching. Tell you what, these Mac Jones, I might get the blue and red one because they cheap right now. And offense and Judge, who was made the quarterback coach. Offense as a whole took a giant step backward when Kendrick Bourne and Hunter Henry being the most notable detrimental to the team. So it was clear Patricia would not return to Patriots next season, the sight of relief around the corner, but apparently it wasn't the initial because Patricia was with Detroit, right? The bench wanted to keep Patricia as offensive coordinator this season, but Robert Kraft shut it down quickly, forcing the head coach to look elsewhere, which means he was never interested in bringing back Bill O'Brien. But given how last season went, it's shocking to hear that Belichick wanted to keep Patricia in that position. He publicly failed at doing it and seemed to bring more harm than good. It is questionable choice. Hopefully, Kraft will keep in mind this upcoming season be treated differently. He signed, let's not forget that he freaking signed Belichick to 5 more years. So ain't nothing happening there. He gave him an extension. What is this? Oh, another famous person died. Martha Diamond. Never heard of her, but again, when the beast is hungry. Martha Diamond, painter of New York through her own distinctive lens. Martha Diamond, a painter who gracefully pictured New York from its many vantage points, died on Saturday at 79. Skyscrapers, scaffolding, reflections of tall buildings and glassy windows and distinctive features of the Manhattan skyline was among the many subjects this chick did. She wasn't even famous and they got her. How old was she? She younger than my mama. Damn. Only 79. She is a New York visionary, wrote Bill something Beckerson in 90. In art form, her pictorial embodiments of the stuns and implosions of urbanry are best understood in the company of those painters of Manhattan across. Okay. Show her shit. Diamond died. Okay, this is her shit. This, I don't even, what the fuck is this? Is this supposed to be a building? She painted this in 1982? Diamond died 60. Okay, Diamond died just months before a 60-work survey was to open in Waterville, Maine. Schedule begin. So this is one of her paintings. This shit's ugly as fuck. This supposed to be a building or... I don't even know what this shit is. What the fuck is this supposed to be? Guess it's supposed to be a building. This looks like some shit a third grader would do. Anyway. So who cares? This is some bullshit too. Who wants to buy this bullshit? And she painted this in 86. Yeah, this is some bullshit. Who cared where you went? Don't care. I want to look at your art. Now, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? I'm supposed to know what this is? Like wind? Okay, this is wind. Oh, I guess they got names on it. Let's find the other names. Yellow sky. Okay, what was this bullshit called? High sea. Looks like some turds in the toilet, you know, when it drops in there and it's all mixed together. That's what that shit looks like. Yeah, this looks like some shit. I had to say it. Well, my daughter was in elementary school. So anyway, you know, you think that people, you know, you got a little fame. The beast is hungry. The 24 beast is hungry. So it's taking quite a bit of people. Oh, CWE, what's happening? And I know you got to have vision. And I know you won't mind coming and taking your regular seat at the Galactic Patio, getting down. Would you like to dance with me? We're doing the cosmic. But you know there's only one rule.
Don't touch my truck.
Leave that F-150 Lightning alone. It's power and everything. But if you do... Oh, man. I know y'all saw this shit by now. This shit's been all over. This nigga jumps on her ass. This shit is crazy. This shit is crazy. She's just fucking with him. This nigga, that's what you're supposed to do. See, that's what you're supposed to do. Sitting there. But they be offing the shit out of him. But see that fear? See, this is, see? Okay. I know, you know, okay. Let me see. Okay. Watch the fear in her eyes. See, right now she's giving out pain. She's giving out pain and doesn't care. Now, I'm not, don't get me wrong. If the brother deserved to go to jail, but too often these Europeans look down on us and they can't wait to give us justice. And you know what? You know one of the baddest motherfuckers in the world? Remember that nigga from Virginia? Y'all remember that nigga from Virginia? Where that nigga was taken down the stairs, he took the cop's gun, popped her, ran into the courtroom, popped the judge, popped the prosecutor. Yeah, and this goes with that. You know, you ain't the final, you know, and they get their just desserts because he put fear in her eye. And that's what we need to see. Watch the fear in her face. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, shit. I ain't protected. I talked all this shit about niggas, and here I go. They coming to get me. Right the fuck on. Yeah, you was just a weak little bitch. Get her. hey, but watch this. Watch on the side. They punched the shit out of him on the side. Look on the side. But man gets some good punches here. Watch they punch it. But I love this. He got her. Oh, yeah. Keep showing it. I love that shit. Get her. Got her. No matter what, I got a couple punches and chokes on that bitch. Okay, I shouldn't like that so much, I know, but anytime these Europeans go down, that shit is sweet to me. I don't know that they talk so much shit and they think they got so much power when they over you. But when he had his hands around her neck, that power went pretty quick. Warriors scared to face in the playoffs. Okay. Jolik's shot was fake. Absolutely. Lower seeds would knock off top seeds in the next playoff. Are you talking about basketball or football? What are you talking about? Warriors scared to face KD in the playoffs. Yeah, Warriors aren't very good this year. They're not very good. They are not very good. So, man. I like that kind of shit. I'm sorry. Like I said, that dude from Virginia, that's some gangster shit. To get away and then pop the sheriff that's holding you and then go back in and do your own justice. I like where the bad guy wins every once in a while. See, he won the war. He won the battle. He lost the war. But he got a couple chokes in. He gonna be a hero in jail. You choke that bitch. That bitch ain't shit. I bet she have dreams about him. All he gonna do is laugh. He's in for murder. So what more can they do to him? What more can they do to him? He already in there for murder. So I look at that as a victory. This is some stupid sounding shit, but okay. There we go. Okay. HIV took my dad out when I was 10. I wish I had a chance to come out. It's been 30 years since my dad, Victor Lugo, passed away from age-related complications. Today, I have more questions than answers. I was 10 at the time when my older brother Mike and I settled back in Florida from visiting our dad in our parents' hometown of Hammond, Indiana, where he returned after his marriage to our mother. His high school sweetheart ended. I was told the result is infidelity. He was a pimp. I could not sense that something was off, but I couldn't how quickly his health and my life would change. I remember seeing him in the hospital. Beyond that evening, else is a blur. I think I blocked it out. The next day, my mom received word that my dad, the life of the party and the center of the gravitational pull that brought our family together, had died. Now I'm a 40-year-old queer man deeply embedded in and supported by the LBGT community and executive director out of Georgia Business Alliance. I often wonder if my dad benefited from support system like the one I have today. Would he have benefited? Did he get the care? Did he get the compassion he needed? Was he shunned because of his diagnosis? Dun, dun, dun. My dad had learned of his HIV just 2 years before he died. The same month basketball legend Magic Johnson had it because you could not afford, and I don't think Magic ever had it. This is okay. You look European up here. Okay, you're not. You Medican. Okay, I get it. More than gay, his dad looks like an intravenous drug user more than gay, but he could be. Continue work, blah, 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 blah. Sign up. A decade before he passed him, let many others succumb to HIV at the height of the epidemic. Stabbing demand this case be labeled as pneumonia. There's no mention. Took him. I've never known the circumstance how my dad contract, but often I would share the story today. I'm saying, oh, damn. That was regular, Dad. Now, one thing about saying he was intravenous drug user, his arms are all clear. Now, that doesn't mean he couldn't shoot it in his junk, shoot it between his toes, between your fingers. But I would just say probably not an intravenous. I didn't come out till after I graduated from college. Pryor and I had been living together for a year, blah, 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 blah. So that's how Dad looked. And that's how the bug made him look. Yeah, I don't think he was an intravenous drug user, so maybe. So we don't know how he got it. I still say drugs. I still say he could have been gay, but I'd say more drugs. I would say he got it from drugs. Oh, I'm all over today. Yeah. Joseph shot was clutch. It was clutch. Warriors scared to face. I don't know how clutch it is, CWE. I don't know if it was that clutch. I don't know, CWE, but thanks for coming. I don't know, did I give you a welcome already? Well, let's do it again if I haven't. And I know you got to have vision. And you know everybody is sitting, chilling, drinking, smoking, while we're up in the Galactic Patio doing our thing. Would you like to dance with me? We're doing the and you know there's only one rule on the Chocolate Mountain in the Galactic Patio.
Don't touch my.
Leave that F-150 alone because it's powering everything. But if you do... Thank you, Sly Stone, and all the 500,000 people from Woodstock. Oh, did y'all check this out? This cat's crib caught on fire. Did y'all catch that? Fire at Dolphin star Tariq Root accidental caused by children. Unintentional accidental event that was sparked by a child who was playing with a lighter inside the home. Firefighters were able to extinguish the fire shortly after arrival of the mansion located in Southwest Ranches. Southwest Ranches is located 23 miles. Oh, so it's really north of Miami. Wow, from Fort Lauderdale. For Fort Lauderdale, what? With the train? Wow, that's quite a ways from. Okay. Hill was seen leaving as he learned of 2 fire alarms, showed him outside his house in a walk-in booth. The 20-year-old continued to nurse a lingering ankle injury suffered during the game. Captured aerial footage, some heavy smoke coming from his home. They knocked down a part of the roof in order to get to the fire. That means they living somewhere else. His agent said he was in good spirits. They're safe. No one was injured. Wow, you still got to move. Wow, I caught this earlier. I guess Rick Ross, he lives near Rick Ross somewhere. And I thought that house Rick Ross used to be owned by Holyfield. Am I wrong or right? Didn't that house used to be owned by Holyfield? Oh. Oh my goodness. This is funny. Check this out. Jerry Lee Lewis, former teen bride, looks back at controversial marriage. Things went to hell quickly. Myra Williams, the former child bride of Jerry Lee Lewis, is looking back at the tumultuous union. They were cousins, too. The 70-year-old recently came forward in an investigation discovery of who's the bleep did I marry. The series explores the story of men and women on shocking secrets about their spouses. Lewis, rock and roll pioneer, known for his hit songs, Great Bowls of Fire. A whole lot of shaking going on. He was nicknamed the Killer. Y'all. One of the best nicknames ever. He killed it on stage, the Killer. Anyway. He died in October of 22 at 87. The rebellious singer-songwriter, his nickname, the Killer, was the last survivor of a generation of groundbreaking performers that included Elvis, Chuck Berry, and Little Richard. Before Williams found herself the center of controversy, her upbringing was simple. She was born in 1949. Who cares? Following a work accident, her father earned a hefty settlement, and it was the patriarch who encouraged his cousin, an unknown musician, to join him in Memphis. It was her daddy. Damn. Let's say that following a work accident, Williams' father earned a hefty settlement. According to Williams, it was her father who encouraged his cousin to come to Memphis. JW was a bass player and eager to record at Sam Records, which had been known as the birthplace of rock and roll. Lewis was 21. He's invited by his cousin to come live in his home. Williams had just turned 13. In the episode, Williams said that there was nothing special to Lewis. He had a short haircut that made his ears stick out. But he quickly got the curious child's attention once he began to play music. Looked like that big-ass tooth was replaced. We were all mesmerized, Williams said. We knew something great was coming out of this. My opinion changed dramatically of him. His haircut didn't matter anymore. According to Williams, Lewis began showing up at her school. A grown-ass nigga coming to school? For what? He knew what time school let out, and he would be there, she said. He would go, hey, you want to go get some ice cream? God damn. No, he really didn't say. She said that. He went to school and he knew what times. This is a stalker like a motherfucker. He would be there. She had to be 7th grade, 8th grade. He would go, hey, you want to go get some ice cream? He always knew I wanted to get some ice cream. So that's her daddy. That must be her daddy right there. Williams believed a friendship was blossoming. Things quickly took a turn. I thought he was being nice to me. I was idolizing Jerry and looking up to him. What I didn't know is he was falling in love with me. Jerry would kiss me. At first, I didn't know what to think about that. I mean, it was nice, but I was confused. My parents had no idea he was woo-woo-wooing. Would you woo-woo-woo? Would you woo-woo-woo? His parents had no idea he was woo-woo-woo. Jerry Lee Lewis, Carl Perkins, Elvis Presley, and Johnny Cash. Jerry came back home one day and said, come outside. I want to show you something. We said, Williams. He goes and pulls out this paper out. I looked at it and it said, marriage license. I said, you mean we weren't married? We're married? And he said, no, we're not married. We're going to get married. According to the episode, Lewis arrived on a separate day with a promise of going to the movies. However, they kept driving. That day, Lewis and Williams eloped. So he kidnapped her. So is this the daddy up here? I think I was in a coma, said Williams. I had a red dress I wore to school that day. We walked to this little chapel. I don't remember getting married. I just know it happened. And then these two little old ladies started throwing rice at us. And I was like, a deer caught in the headlight. We was probably gone less than an hour. The next morning I got up and pulled out my marriage license and I left it on my nightstand. My mother's maid found it. She handed my daddy the marriage license. Of course, he took one look at it. My daddy went and got his gun. He said, I'm going to kill that son of a bitch. His own cousin. So they're cousins. According to Williams' brother, Rusty Brown, who appeared in the series, their father headed to Sun Records, where Lewis was recording music. Their horrified mother called producer Sam Phillips, warning him that her husband was racing over there with a gun. Phillips urged Lewis to get out of his car and get out of Memphis. He yells, where's that son of a bitch, Williams said. Sam sat Daddy down and said, we can't interfere with a life decision that's been made. Daddy calms down. He goes back home, tells his mom, well, we really don't have any choices because it's done. We got to hope for the best and learn to live with it. At 13, bride Myra had learned how to cook and clean. Yeah, because she didn't know too much. According to the episode, it's against law for a married woman in Tennessee to go to school. Wow. According to the episode, it was against the law for a married woman in Tennessee to go to school. At 13, Williams packed her clothes in a Dow case. They purchased their first home. The first home they saw that had a for sale. Williams said she had quickly learned how to cook and vacuum. He would perform nightly, and come home with shopping bags with money. I had to become an adult. Jerry had two things. He played music and he loved me. When Presley was drafted into the Army, Lewis was posed as the next king of rock. Within the first few months of 58, he skyrocketed to fame. And unlike Presley, he was about to embark on a major tour that would have cemented his place as the king. But he was a dumbass and took that young girl with him. Phillips warned Lewis not to bring Williams along, but his words fell on deaf ear. Williams, along with his brother and mother, joined Lewis and his band on tour. 58, the group arrived in London. Reporter for the UK noted the young girl with the entourage. The guy says, how old are you? She said. She says, I'm 15. I thought I could lie a bit, but his face lit up like a Christmas tree and he took off. I had no idea I was talking to a reporter. And I am clueless there could be a problem. I wish somebody would have told me, Myra, you're a bomb. Tannefield not only discovered Lewis' wife was 13 and his cousin, but was still married to his second wife. Damn! The story immediately went to the press and the backlash was instant. Lewis performed at half-empty theaters as People boycotted his show. They heckled him. So it was a bad decision and it kind of ruined his career. The star's career was destroyed, but his marriage wasn't. At 59, they welcomed a son named Stevie after Steve Allen. Williams immersed himself in motherhood. In 62, tragic stuck. Stevie fell into the family's pool and drowned. Wow. Wow. So she had a baby early. It was the birth of their daughter, Phoebe, that saved them. Wow. She was just unbroke my heart, said. She made me proud and have a child again. Lee continued to struggle as an artist and eventually left Sun Records, giving him his second. Country music embraced him, giving him his second chance. But then when things went hell quickly, along with her husband was like Jekyll and Hyde, began to take amphetamines while alone. Booze and sleepless nights also contributed to his. So in 71, he got an enormous call. She learned that Lewis was seeing other women. It was the final straw for her. And she moved out with Phoebe and Lewis out of town. Lewis called Williams begging his wife to come back. When she returned to the house to pick up a few belongings, he alleged that she saw her husband in bed with another woman. So she divorced him in 70. Mental cruelty and drove her. She relocated in Atlanta and started a new life. Lewis mismanaged her finances, which meant going back to school, and finding her work quickly. She was married, for 13 years. Wow. Only went to become a successful real estate owner, but she found love. She married her current husband, Richard. Lewis, recipient Lifetime Achievement Award. Oh, that's his daughter, Phoebe. Okay. That is not, wow. This is some kind of mask. Yeah, this appears to be a mask. He had probably died way sooner. That appears to be a mask. But anyway. Rock and roll legend, Mississippi Peach Ramp family and legal limo, was rarely his death. His fourth wife, gun paid, drowned, in 82. Wow. While suing her husband. Wow, they knocked her off. You see that? Jean Elizabeth the gun paid, drowned in the swimming pool. He knocked her off. His fifth wife, 23 years his junior, died of a drug overdose. Oh, wow. Within a year, Lewis married Kay Carver, then 21, filed for divorce in 86. Accusing him of physical, and then he countersued, but both petitions were eventually dropped. They finally divorced after several years of separation. She's way older than 13. Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. That's some hearsay debauchery. Indeed it is. Indeed it is. And of course, we had the Iowa school shooting, which, not going to really talk about that. I'm going to let that go. Because again, that the aim of that, they could secure any school if they really wanted to. And so, Little Nas is going on tour. Come on, this guy can't sing. How's he going to go on tour? Only people who can sing is on tour. This guy can't sing. Oh, they're going to make a documentary of a tour. Okay. Because he can't sing. He's not really talented. He is, if anybody's Little Nas, if anybody's industry plant, it's Little Nas. He's definitely industry plant. So I must say that. Oh, I must show you. I got a package today. I'm not going to show you the address. This is Brother Nick Taylor. And he sent me a package, and I'm going to open it up right on live TV. Ooh, yes. Torque and Gear. I think this was what his first channel was called. Thank you very much. I like it. I love the colors. Yeah, I like that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'll bust it out when I have something to match. It doesn't match what I got on, but thank you. Thank you, Brother Nick. I had to send you some twin stuff. I don't know, maybe more Michigan stuff. I found a Michigan hat that was sweet. The life of Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter got traded with JFK. Let me see if we can catch it. If there be any pictures of this. Because this is... Okay, even right here. This is more than likely JFK. Again, knowing the year. This old man here is definitely JFK. Any old pictures you see, this is JFK. Yeah, that's JFK. That's JFK. This is JFK. This is JFK. Now, this is before they switched. They switched in World War II, but this is before the switch. And I just think they always kept him online. See, look at how much. Always had the features of JFK. That's why JFK only did one more year. All right. This is JFK completely with. This is completely JFK right here. And I don't know, but they switched. JFK and this guy switched. So, and the guy that they put in the body was the cop. The cop was the body that you found. The cop that they said that stopped at the house and beeped, JW, that was the body that was shipped, and the dude did the autopsy on. So, oh no, I see some shit now. I don't get this shit. Is just ugly as fuck. Yeah, and I'm not gonna be on terribly long tonight. I've talked a lot of my own shit. 8 coaches who should be fired on Black Monday. That's next Monday. Let's see. Let's see who they say. Who should be fired? Arthur Smith of Atlanta. Till recently, it would seem like Smith had a vote of confidence, but the vibes are very bad in Atlanta. Well, that's not good. So Arthur Smith is probably getting the boot. Let's see who else. Mike Vrabel. I think they like him. I think they're going to keep Vrabel, but he'll find another job. Chicago, man. Depends if they beat Detroit or not. I think if they lose to Detroit, yeah, he's out. They lose to Detroit, he's out. Sean McDermott. I don't know. If Sean McDermott wins, I think he's in. Mike McCarthy. I don't know. If Mike gets a long playoff run, he could be back. Belichick, again, I've said Belichick signed a 5-year deal. Let's see if it doesn't matter. Blah, 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 blah. He just re-upped. Pete Carroll, possibly. And he's 72. So we'll see. We'll see which if any of those go. We'll see which one of those go. You see that Alabama quarterback transferring following the loss. Alabama lost 15 players. In 10 minutes, Alabama lost 15 players. That motherfucker's getting the hell out of there. It's like, hey, we used to winning. Oh, okay. Let's look at the 40 worst quarterbacks of all time. I want to see. Who is the 40 worst quarterbacks. Okay, let's just gonna go here. This is Ryan Leaf. I don't know who this is. Joe Pisarcik. That's right. Joe Pisarcik. I forgot about him. 7-year career that would never have been more forgettable except that he did the butt fumble. He's the butt fumble. He got 30 starts. His rating was 53. It occurred during the Miracle at the Medical Lands. And that was the butt fumble was so fake. It was so fake. Mike Tomczak. Yeah, Tomczak was Bear for a while. Yeah, he wasn't shit either. I agree. Who is this? This is not the first round pick, thought to be much needed. Kyle Bowler. Okay, yeah, he's from Wisconsin. He wasn't shit either. Who is this? Tim Rattay. 7th rounder. Again, they give these Europeans every opportunity. It's no brothers, you notice? Okay, here we go. Vince Evans had it bad. Vince Evans played good in the USFL. Imagine playing for 2 teams that tried the worst luck at quarterback. Vince Evans did that. Vince got drafted by the Bears in 77. He later found himself in the Raiders. It wasn't all bad because he had a long career that ended in 95. His career stats aren't bad. Evans never had a winning record as a starter. He threw a mere 52 touchdowns compared to 72. I remember one of my partners played with him in the USFL, and he said that Vince had a fine-ass wife. I don't know if Vince deserved to be on there. Rodney Peete. I don't know if Rodney is one of the worst. Quarterbacks manage long careers. Man, that has to be the only reason. Playing 89 to 04, Pete had only one okay season with the Panthers, helping them bounce back from 1-15. They went 7-9. They finally done something they could. He would be replaced the next year. I don't know if he's on that list. Derek Carr. You know what? I'm gonna say this about Derek Carr. Derek Carr was mentally destroyed by the coaching staff. The coaching staff mentally destroyed him. They brought him in and told him they had to show him how to throw. That this guy didn't know how to throw. I mean, can you imagine that? You go into camp and these motherfuckers say the first thing we're going to do is teach you how to throw. I don't think they said arm angles and all that shit. So he was sabotaged. I would say he was more sabotaged. Again, expansion team. I don't know if he deserves to be on there. Oh, Jamar work. Yeah, this is one instance of taking along, just getting the money, and he didn't give a fuck. That's what Jamarcus Russell was. He didn't give a fuck. He got all that guaranteed money, and he just didn't give a fuck. He was a lazy motherfucker that didn't study. He got all this money. I think it was 32 million bonus. I think his bonus. So he didn't give a fuck. He was also let me see. But he was also arrested for possession of codeine syrup between the subpar stand and legal activity. Released him in 10. I would agree. He was just a lazy fuck that got paid. Rick Meir, hailing from Notre Dame, supposed to be the next. He was able to be one who his first season showed signs of life and gave him new hope. For Seattle, Meir broke records and made it look easy. Too bad that off that it would vanish. He would only throw double-digit touchdowns once in his career. I don't know. I think Rick wasn't bad. I think, all these dudes. Now, Tim Tebow, yes, absolutely. He was horrible. But I'm going to say this about Tim Tebow. A lot of people let Tim Tebow down by not developing. First of all, was his college coach. His high school coach never developed his pass. Tim was bigger than everybody, could run through people, so that's what they developed. And then he played for the ball coach. What's his name? It was with Washington. He played for him, the Heisman winner. He never developed. Now, how are you a quarterback that won the Heisman and you don't develop this guy? You don't develop his quarterback skills, because you remember when they won the national championship, when Tebow was a freshman, that brother started. Tebow didn't start. That brother started. Tebow only ran short yardage. Remember that? Again, not developing his passing skills. So, I blame his high school, college coach on him for not developing his passing skills. That's who I would develop. That's who I say hurt him. Was more them than anybody else. Mark Sanchez, however early career, he went to what? 2 straight back-to-back AFC championship? New York, when Rex Ryan took over, he became the quarterback. Suddenly, the Jets were an AFC championship game for 2 straight years. They lost both to the Steelers and the Colts. The air was full of optimism, something they hadn't felt in a while. Everyone was ready for Sanchez to become the franchise. Instead, he became one of the worst guys and gave us them famous butt fumble on Thanksgiving Day. See, they did the butt fumble twice. So, yeah, he was disappointing. But you know what? Well, let's see if they put a Stewart on there, Cordell Stewart. Brady Quinn, Brady Quinn was sorry. This one was tough for me because I thought he had talent. He says he didn't. Some of the things he said, well, let me see. We're Johnny Manziel. I'm sorry. So we'll go back. I'm sorry. We skipped some. Yeah, Mark Sanchez. Yeah, Brady Quinn sucked. He got $20 million though. Wow. And now he talks about football. Now, this is another guy that just, I don't know. He got his bread, but he doesn't seem like he worked at his craft, which, I don't know. And like, how don't you, everywhere you go, you don't work on your craft? I don't get that. Who is this? No Titan. Vince Young led his Longhorns. Once he got in, he essentially became nothing more than a scrambling quarterback. He had unheard of 7 rushing in rookie year. Run couldn't figure out. I'm gonna say another guy that got sabotaged by bad coaching. He went to a team. The coach didn't want him. Fisher didn't want him, and Fisher sabotaged him. And again, without getting the backing and experience and the confidence that you need, they ruined Vince Young. So I think he was more ruined than talent. I think he was ruined. This is Don Marjansky. Imagine he wasn't bad. The only reason you finished second was thanks to Joe Manchin. For Don Marjansky, in reality, he threw for 27 touchdowns during the regular season. Then a couple of injury-ridden seasons sucked the magic right out of him. So he got hurt. And they got Brett Favre. So he got hurt. You can't really. RG3 again is a perfect example of where they will let you get hurt. You'll get hurt on purpose. He played for Schottenheimer, who was about to get fired. They gave the job to one of them Grudens that didn't want him, and they also drafted Cousins. Now, who does that? Who drafts 2 quarterbacks in the same draft? That undermined him from the very beginning. So he was undermined. He let them talk him into to playing while he was hurt. And that took away from his greatness, but his skill was there. His skill was there. So you have to say the injuries took him out more than anything else because he did win Rookie of the Year. He did win Rookie of the Year. So bad coaching. Scott Brulin, yeah, he wasn't shit. Rex Grossman definitely wasn't shit. Tommy Maddox, I would say mixed because Tommy Maddox played his way out of the XFL into this position and actually had a nice little run. He wasn't bad. So to say he was one of the worst, I don't know about that. Good effort from Scott Mitchell. Wow. Scott Mitchell was successful, backed up Hall of Famer Dan Marino, Miami. Then Detroit figured he would be a perfect quarterback for them. His first year into an injuries, he looked stressed on the field. He's throwing inaccurate, but he would never return that form to the Lions. No, this ain't the full story. This nigga ran the run and shoot. He was Barry Sanders' quarterback. I take Scott Mitchell had a decent team. So I'll take Scott Mitchell out of this. They don't even talk about, wow. His touchdowns to Herman Moore. He had some good receivers. So yeah, I take Scott Mitchell. Frank Wright really only was tested one game, that comeback game. So I don't know if it's fair to put Frank Wright on there. Norino Jay Fiedler, yeah, he wasn't shit. He's an announcer now. Rob, now this should be the number 2 all-time worst quarterback of all time. And he won a Super Bowl. Rob Johnson won a Super Bowl. Patiently waited on the bench. He played for Mark Bruel. He finally got his start and his talent to use. He racked up 300 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, one of them being touched the following season, and used him trade. Brad Johnson won the Super Bowl. See, they got Brad Johnson on here, and they don't mention Rob Johnson, that he played for. Maybe I'm mixed up. Brad Johnson and Rob Johnson. Maybe they're 2 different people. I don't think so, though. I think Brad. Okay, let's see. Eric Goldback, he was the Bears went to the Super Bowl, became the first quarterback. This is one. So I'm confused. There was Brad Johnson and Rob Johnson. So I'm a little confused. I think Brad Johnson was the one that won the Super Bowl. And right here we see Jim McMahon. Wow. He won a Super Bowl. His job making sure blah, 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 blah. Sounds easy, but wrong. Could mess up the month. The Bears went to the Super Bowl, and he became the first quarterback for rush for 2 touchdowns in the Super Bowl. The Bears never returned to the Super Bowl in form after McMahon ended his career as a journeyman playing backup. But yeah, he had a long career, though. So I don't know. I'd take him off of there. I would take him off of there. Blaine Gabbert, yeah, he sucked. No doubt. They paid him a lot of money. This Jay Fiedler again. Got introduced to the National Jewish Museum Hall of Fame. Cade McNow, yeah, he had no accuracy. His arm strength was lacking. Yeah, he wasn't shit. Who is this? Anderson was a flash in the pan. What is his full name? Tyrone Anderson showed up and things looked up, led to him 10-6 record in 7. He threw for 29 touchdowns. Anderson fell apart. He only played 9 more games. But you notice these has been Europeans. Steve Walsh. You know, they don't give brothers this. Who was this called? What's his name? Rookie. ING's Hornets. Front office, no clue how talent scout leaving them vulnerable. The starter sustained in 79. Como got rushed into the starting job. I don't remember him. Plus, I was I was still watching football. He went 2-12. Wow. Discount. This is Cordell Stewart. I say he's another guy that got undermined. He got undermined in Pittsburgh. He got undermined in Chicago. So I don't know. Worse. I don't know about that. Ken, I don't know this guy. He played under a great coach. Landry was one of the best rookies. Boy, he needed a pair of glasses. Never went to having a winning record. He played for other teams. Okay, I'd never heard of him. Reeves, he played for my Eagles. Look, he's sweet without a chin strap. He playing without a chin strap, so Reeves was sweet. After going 0-7 as a rookie, he ended up leaving the NFL in the late 70s. He came back in 81 for a season in 87. We can't say the best highlights being the father-in-law of Lane Kiffin. Oh, he's like Wayne Kiffin's father-in-law. You would figure that the first All-American from Florida Gators would be safe to draft. The Eagles learned the hard way. Wow. Yeah, John Reeves wasn't very good for my Eagles. This is Mark Wilson, right? 15th pick. They didn't another kicker. They got Mark Wilson. The Raiders wanted to come in and replace Plunkett, but Wilson had their plans. He never matured into the player wanted to be. I still think he won a Super Bowl, though. He was on the Super Bowl winning team. Tony Banks arrived in St. Louis from the start. He's never going to make it. He started his rookie season, but also set a record for most fumbles in the season. That wouldn't end as abysmal play. He took 40 or more sacks for each of the 3 seasons he played with the Rams. He never won more than 3 games. Okay, that tells you he played on a bad team. And that's the problem. He played on a bad team. Bobby Hoya, yeah, he wasn't shit. Mark Malone, they called him Magnum Malone. He wasn't shit. Randy Wright. Yeah, he wasn't shit. Now, this guy, I'll say, this guy, until maybe it was until, what was his name for my Eagles? Cunningham. Until Cunningham broke all his quarterback rushing records. Being a double threat quarterback is amazing. You have the ability to run and pass. The ball can cause real problems. For the defense coordinator, too bad Bobby Douglas had the speed, but no arm. The second round Chicago Bears pick in 69 put up great rushing yards his career. He ran for over 2,000 yards as a quarterback, but passing stats are laughable. His touchdown interception ratio stands for 36 to 64. Wow. Okay, but he's a runner. He was runner on a terrible team. Why don't they say that some of these teams wasn't shit? Like they really wasn't shit. Some of these teams wasn't shit. Damn. Why aren't they? Because he was the last one. Okay, so he was the last one. Oh, year of the underdog. What's happening, Anthony? Thank you for coming. And I know this late you got to have vision. And hopefully you'll join me on the Galactic Patio as we do the Would you like to dance with me? We're doing the cosmic. And there's only one rule.
Don't touch my truck.
Leave that F-150 that's powering everything alone. And if you do, I guarantee I will take you. Hiya, baby. Hiya, baby. Hiya, baby. I like this shit. I can fucking turn to damn near anything and fucking talk about it. That's what does he say? What does my man say? Yes.
My word can't be my equal. Don't know what you.
Can't be my equal. Don't know what you heard. I can talk about anything. I know a little bit about everything. That's why I just try to go on random shit and see how much shit I know about that random shit, and I know something about it. Pop, pop, fizz, fizz. Oh, baby, you know how good it is. All right, enough of that type of debauchery. Let's see if there's any more debauchery. Let me see if I can get a picture of these. Oh, okay, wear testers. Oh, okay, let me get into it. Okay. I didn't bring my bag up here. All right. Let me see. All right. Oh, I can just go to, let's see, where's my stuff? Because my stuff, yeah. No, I don't want that. I need my pins. How do I find my pins? I forget. I don't do this shit a whole lot, but oh. No, I don't need none of that. Is it this one? Might be. No, it's not that one. No, it's not that one. So let's find the next one. No, no, no. No. No, no. Whoops. So it's, it's gotta be around. No, it ain't this shit here. It ain't this. I've got more than this. Where's the rest of them? Huh. Looks like a lot of it is taken away. Why is that? It ain't all on here. I had a whole thing of this shit. It's not here. Well, let's see. All right, here we go. It looks like my pins. So I didn't have pins a second ago. All right. Again, we know that the Omen had beards. We see their features. All right. So, this is a reproduction. Where's the original? This is the original. All right. That's the original. All right. Now, one thing that the Omen religion is based on, and again, I want to get with Turtle Gang. I couldn't join anybody. I don't have email connected to this computer. But let me break down what it all means. So what you have to understand is the Olmec religion, just like the Mayans, is really based on the hero twins. That is our start. You know, you have a god named Not Right Now. And these gods create life. Well, one thing that always was there was the gods were the ones that played the ball game at first. And then the gods later moved to the underworld. And so, you know, the gods developed life. You know, they're the only ones. You know, if you look at the South America literature, they talk about trees being so high that gods couldn't climb down them because the hero twins tricked their brothers into climbing up these trees that are too tall to even climb down. You know, they're up in space. So to understand their religion, the religion is really based on the hero twins. Now, yes, as I said before, you know, we break down the Great Pakal, and what we're seeing is the jaguar jaws. So you're getting taught the jaguar consciousness, but you're also getting the Quetzalcoatl, and you got the Great Pakal, star-faced flower in the middle here. But the number one way you became a jaguar priest was through imitating the hero twins. And that is what the helmet is for. Now, again, you have the chin strap. This is the chin strap. And so to be able to operate with the gods, you first had to be a ball player. And so when you see these heads, what you're seeing is a jaguar priest finally, but the way he shows himself is as a ball player. But this shows that he's fully integrated as a jaguar priest. But first, they have to be a hero twin. And that's what this represents. And right here, you have the jaguar paws. Right there, the jaguar paws. I don't know if I've had these for a while, so I could have, you know. And so that's the first line of even what's being called a Yanu Yani. And a Yanu Yani could turn himself into the Quetzalcoatl, could go through mountains, and that's what a Yani is. So that's the goal, is to be the jaguar, to be a hero twin. You turn into the jaguar priest turns into a Yani. Again, that's where the ship-shaping comes from. Now, he did bring something brilliant. To say that, the volcano, again, we know that we know, I mean, I've mentioned this before, we know that a lot of the European gods, the jealous gods, Marduk and them group are nothing more than, Allah, again, was one of the many gods in the Kabbalah. Remember, they go smash them all. Jesus goes in there and smashes shit. So we know, we have the fire god. And so, I'm not going to do his work, but it's something I wanted to add to it. You had to be, okay. And so we see over and over again, this is the ball player. I have this. I don't think the camera's up. You see, I have that up there. I have the ball player up there. All right. Readily available. So, as you become a Jaguar priest, this is the very first thing that was found. And again, what you're seeing is being able to metamorphosize. You're turning into the Jaguar. All right. And this is highly looked in it. But again, what is the Jaguar wearing? See what I'm saying? What is the Jaguar wearing here? He's wearing the helmet of the hero twins. All right. So you metamorphosize into the Jaguar priest wearing the helmet. And this is the original of the ball player. Again, it's quite old. When I first seen it, it wasn't even, it looked a lot better than this. And this was one time all in one man's collection. And I remember when he said he loved this stuff. And he said, I wonder what's going to happen to it when I die. He says, what's going to happen to it? Okay, and this right here is a perfect example of the metamorphosis. Again, he's turning into now the Jaguar. He's turning into the Jaguar. And that's what it's all about. And I know some of them tried to say, this shows he's the Moor, because this ain't nothing but this is the Jaguar print right here. You see that? Moors try to use this. Well, you see he's wearing the Moor. No. This is still the Jaguar paws right there. You see that clearly? 1, 2, 3 paws. That's the Jaguar paws. So this has nothing to do with Moors. Nothing to do with Moors. Nothing to do with Moors. Again, look at this one. They tried to destroy this one. All this did not happen from just weather. This is Europeans trying to destroy this. Europeans were really trying to destroy this. Historically, this is head 1. This is a copy, though. This is a copy. This isn't really head 1. Again, this is one of the older ones. This damage is more than likely caused by them. But look how they made him smile. Again, the helmet. This shows he's a hero twin. But one thing you look at, if you look at a civilization, and this civilization had time for all this beautiful art, this is a very high civilization. Now, I may have lied. This may have been the first Olmec relic ever found is this. I'm sorry. The Vortez axe, I think they call it. Vortez, something like that. So, here it goes right here. You see, they tried to, he's repairing. This is this guy right here gets all the credit for preserving these heads. You see how he's fixing damage? These Europeans they didn't like this shit, so they tried to destroy this. They tried to say that Cortez's people went near one of these villages, but they found this shit and tried to break it and hide it. But you see, this damage is from Europeans, and then he came back and tried to repair it. He repaired it. See? Another picture of it where he's fixing the damage. Because it's basalt, so it took a lot. It took you couldn't just beat on this for hours to break all this up. This is hard basalt. This is one of the hardest rocks out there. But they tried to damage this. And this head right here is a very small head. It's a very little small head in the museum, but it does show, he's not a ball player. He's not a Yanni. But again, when you look at a culture that has a lot of time for art, you look at a culture that has a lot of time for art, And, you know, we have the bound heads, which takes you away from the reptilian brain. That's why they bound their heads. They call this, okay, I'm sorry. Again, this is the first thing found. I knew I had pictures of it. It's this one, though. I'm sorry. The Were Jaguar axes. This is called, I believe this is the Vortex axe. I'd have to grab the book, but I think it's this one. As you see, this one's older than this. Yeah. But again, these are all representations of going into it, you know, going into. So, let's see. I want to see one other thing that I wanted to talk about it. And like some of this is jade, and some of this jade work is just outstanding. I mean, for the time, the jade work is like unsurpassed. And, you know, you can compare this to any museum shit that the Europeans did. This compares to it. Except a lot of it was destroyed where the Europeans preserved it. And it's funny how a lot of that shit didn't get bombed. You know, the castle where the king lives didn't get bombed in World War II. You know, a lot of this shit, you know. Okay, and this was returned. This was taken and this was returned. Recovers. Yeah, this. And, you know, again, this is a portal. This is the Quetzalcoatl. You're going through the Quetzalcoatl. You're going through the dragon. So, so, you know, this is the kind of thing that I live. I live with this. You know, I live with this. I interact with this stuff every day. You know, there's a small one right here. You know, I have my altar there. I carry one of these in my car. I mean, this stuff is around me all the time. So I live this. And so, you know, my understanding of this is very high. And, you know, I want to corroborate with him for sure. Because, again, this brother gave me the time walking papers, which, you know, I'm really the only one that understands how to use them. But the time walking papers led me to them. It actually led me to this. The time walking papers led me to the Mayan factor. It opened up everything. I mean, literally everything. Made me understand, you know, from a spiritual nature, this. You know, they come to me, you know. Like I gave Crazy Sarge and my brother a mirror. And I remember as soon as I got it, I was looking through it and, you know, the head started coming through, like in the mirror. You know, I'm scrying in the mirror and it's like, wow, the omen heads is coming through. So I told him, I was like, I don't remember which one I sent that to, but I said, you know, if you ever come across it, don't be tripping. Because, and this is the Great Pakal, Starface Flower. This is him as a young man. Variations of the same thing. Starface Flower. Again, variations. See if they have his death mask. Probably not. And this is Aztec. Again, the same head, same helmet. You see? Same helmet. And it's funny, they wanted to put this stuff in here, you know. There's the Quetzalcoatl. This is really cool. Quetzalcoatl. I had a chance to buy something like this and I didn't. Cool like this. It has the Quetzalcoatl mask. Yeah, they don't show the death mask. Oh, here it is. And this is his death mask. Again, this is his death mask. Or if it's not, it's a copy of his death mask, I would say. Okay, here's the original death mask. I'm sorry. Right here. This was on his body. This is what they took off. Death mask of Starface Flower. They call him the Great Pakal, but actually he would have been called Starface or Starface or Star Eyes. So that would have been his name, Starface, Star Eyes. And these are, you know, a couple of, this is what he was buried with. So to the Americas, this is more important to us than the mask of the African. The mask of the African don't really mean shit to us, you know. But I'll say this: I do have Akhenaten up there because, you know, he did give me some of the magic. And again, what we see is, we see the full Jaguar costume. So you see the Jaguar costume here. So just a little bit. I want to put that out there. Anthony, you think it's the year of the underdog? Well, Anthony, thank you for joining. Oh shit, I had to go backwards. I should have went forward. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. And I know you got to have vision. And we still getting down. Would you like to dance with me? We're doing the cosmics. But there's only one rule.
Don't touch my...
Leave that F-150 Lightning alone. But if you do... I will take you higher, baby. Higher, baby. Higher, baby. Joey, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. And I know you definitely got to have vision. And I know you don't mind. Would you like to dance with me? We're doing the cosmic swap. And there's only one rule.
Don't touch my...
Leave that F-150 Lightning alone. But if you do... Let me show you one more picture. I'm sorry. This kind of hits it, the spiritualness of, how you move through, again, this is telling you about the dragon consciousness. You see, you're still the human, but you have the quasi-quotal consciousness. And these are dates. It doesn't look like this is a copy from something else, or a rub off. This might be a rub off. So you might be able to buy this, but that's what they're trying to tell you here, that, you can get the consciousness and you become that. So wanted to throw that into you, y'all. And let me see up here. Life is the ultimate religion. Love is the ultimate power. Truth is the ultimate law. That was from Macbone. So thank you, Macbone. If I didn't read that last night, I wanted to read that. And again, you can say, well, some of the Mayan, weren't the hero twins. They started binding their hair, and that's true. That's true. Again, this is one of the omen, and you can get this right here in color. So I might be able to find it in color. But again, you have, the Jaguar Priest. The omen are taking. See, this is where those Pan-Africans try to say they're coming from Africa. Again, Africa had nothing like the hero twin. And this is obviously a hero twin here. We have a god here. Again, look, the twins here. But right there, the hero twin. See? So they're taking the tree of life to the rest of the world. Is this one in color? This is a little more detail because you can buy this and they're expensive. Now, I guess this is how big this shit is, but you can buy this now in color. And you see the details are a little greater, but what you still see right there is the ball player. Now, what are they trying to? That was this one. Something caught my eye. Okay, what is this one? This one tries to tell you, it doesn't really tell you what everything is, but that's the tree of life. That's the ball player. These would be the other priests. These are probably the navigators. Again, they're showing you on water. They're taking the tree of life. They're taking the tree of life and their civilization to the rest of the world. Such that the temple of the courts of the ancient city called Asapazo, close to the city of Tapachuta, Chipias, it bears witness civilization dates to the time period of the, okay, yeah, of course you want to put some other bullshit on it. But this is what, this is us giving, and again, you can find this and purchase this, but this is us giving, this is the Omic, giving the tree of life and civilization to the rest of the world. So, wanted to point that out. See if there's any color pictures of it, because you can buy it now. That's funny. They made the Great Cause picture like that. Let's see if I can get any better detail. Whoops. And again, I have this. This is even better. All right. Again, this is a prime example. You know, ancient aliens, and it's funny, you know, what Europeans do when they ancient aliens. It's like, if it didn't come from Europeans, it had to come from aliens. We invented everything, so it had to come from aliens. So they try to make this. And what he's telling you is, he was immersed in the jaguar culture. That's why he's in the jaws of the jaguar. That's what this is. This is the jaguar culture. He sits on it. You dig? He sits on it. But through the tree of life, you see this? Directions, quasi-quotal, he elevated to the quasi-quotal consciousness. He's telling you that. He's elevating himself. He elevated to this. He was raised in this, and he elevated to this. And again, up here are all the night gods all around him. I was trying to show this. To Turtle Gang, and this isn't great, but what these X's right here mean, they mean motion. And I found that from the Kodak Borgia. These X's mean motion. That's what these X's mean. Let's see if we see a better detail of the X's. Right here. This means motion. And both X, this is motion. Technically, this looks very close to what's behind me. Right there. This is better detail behind me. But again, these are the night gods, which they know very little of. Night gods. And I'm gonna tell you, I'll give you a few clues. This is a portal right here. This is a portal, but the portals are this and this. So no, you know, some of y'all can't get in it, but again, this is motion. So if Turtle Gang sees this means motion. That's what the X mean. When you see X, it means motion. So, you know, this ain't got nothing to do with the astronaut. It's clearly telling you, you know, he evolves into the quasi-quotal. So, wanted to get that out there. I know people don't care much about history anymore, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Let's see, is anything else? So, you know, ain't no fucking came from another planet. Nikki and Enel. Yeah, okay. All that bullshit. Because again, they don't want to tell you, you know, when they talk about fear of a black planet, what they say, the deeper they dig. The deeper they dig, the darker it gets for them. So that's just a fact. You know, they dug up the Chaparral Mounds in the Mississippi, and no, it's not the same people. I agree with Turtle Gang. It's not the same people, but it's the same culture. It's the same culture. The culture was passed on from South America into the Americas. We know through the Mississippi culture. We know through the culture that was in Arkansas. Because if you look at everything from them, they're using the same kind of things. You're seeing the same pottery that you see in South America. You see the bounding of the heads. Now, explain again that there's a purpose why they bound their heads. They bound their heads to take you out of that reptilian brain. You're smarter if you bound the head. You're smarter. And that's why it was done. You're smarter. That's why Europeans made them stop doing it. Now, I'm not sure if the Aztec had stopped doing it too, but again, the Aztecs came out of America. The Aztecs came way north. And again, the Aztecs didn't kick everybody's ass. Because they only came with 200 men. And if it wasn't for the Indians, they could have never done it. And, you know, you have to look back at them and say, you know, why did they help people destroy their own people? Again, it was their selfishness. You want to get rid of, you did not realizing that you got an enemy right next to you. And that's the way the European always is. And that's why the stories ain't believable. That's why the stories ain't believable. And I wrote, like, it's a Facebook thing I just said, and it does seem like Europeans just took control overnight. Because a lot of this stuff, it just doesn't make sense. Cortez's story makes no sense. That there was that many allies that, like why it doesn't make sense to me is this. You telling me in all that time, not nobody said it might be an ulterior motive to these Europeans. And it might not be best for us because one time they was wiped out and all of a sudden 30,000 people appear out of nowhere. That's the story they tell you. The Europeans was about, Cortez and his people was about to get mopped off America. And all of a sudden 30,000 Indians come from out of nowhere. And again, there's no explanation. Now, do you know all the planning that it takes to bring 30,000 people? The logistics, feeding them, camp, and that they could appear at just the nick of time to save Europeans. And out of those 30,000, not none of them, all of them agreed to fight their own people. Now, one of them said, well, you know, as the Europeans explaining how important this battle is, now one of them said, well, you know what? We can just kill them and they'll never come again. Or if they do come again, we reverse engineer what they brought here and we got guns, we got cannons. So when more come, we'll be ready all up and down the coast. So that's why it's not believable. It's like some bullshit they made up. And it's very Matrix-like because it is almost like Europeans took control overnight. That's what it appeared. So you can take that again. It's not a personal attack on anyone. It's just the history's not believable. And that's what I thank the Mudflood people for that. They're looking at them. It's like, y'all, this shit ain't believable. It's not. It's just not believable. Oh, shit. I'm having a... Oh, gosh. I can't explain it. I see it, but I can't explain it. Door knockers. No, that's not what they're called. I'm stumped myself because they're called something else. Oh, these are called something. I'm just saying, it's an early picture of glove. It's a glove, and it's called a knocker. Some type of, but it's another name knocker. See if there's anyone else, because they usually show a couple pictures of more than one with those knockers. It's not right here. Okay, I thought it was right here. It's not right here. But those are early gloves. Early gloves. Early type of baseball glove, sport glove. Oh, shit. You know, I keep jade. Do I got a piece of jade right here? It's jade over there. I keep jade. I touch jade all the time. So it shows all this Olmec history, and then look what they show. All this Olmec history. And then this is what's in the middle of it. Cream of wheat. Did he even have a name? Did Cream of Wheat dude even have a name? And, you know, they didn't trick y'all into putting it, you know, they didn't trick y'all into taking, you know, melanated people's off of stuff under wokeness. Instead, they're erasing history. You know, what's wrong with Aunt Jemima on the pancake? What's wrong with Uncle Ben? That ain't racist. But see, they've tricked you into thinking, you know, just like the butter up here, the Wisconsin butter, they took the pretty native lady off it. They tricked you into removing you. They don't want to really see you. Like the name of the Indians, removing the name from the Indians ain't got nothing to do with being offended. They want to erase you. They want to erase you in modern society. They don't want any indications of you. So they tricked you into taking them names away. And you natives helped them. Y'all natives helped them, but they making y'all invisible. See? That's how they tricked y'all. They tricked the natives. Well, you know, you need to, you don't want to be called the Redskins. The Redskins, you know, you want to be called the niggers or you want to be called the, come on. No, you're getting erased. They knew the power of those names and why they wanted to attribute them to the ball games. This is a good one here. And this is it right here in a nutshell. This is everything right here in a nutshell. The Jaguar helmet, which is still a helmet. It's the Jaguar helmet, you dig? The Jaguar helmet, which still is a tribute to
The hero twins. Again, the twins have all their stuff in their bag. Again, when you look at the food carries the bag. So all the things you need are in the bag. And again, this is releasing the Kundalini. This is, again, he has the Jaguar consciousness, but he also has the Quetzalcoatl consciousness. Do you dig? The Kundalini. So he's both hero twin, Jaguar consciousness, but yet he has the Quetzalcoatl in him, the divine serpent. So you see that? This is a perfect example of it. And again, everything he needs to play ball with is in here. All his spiritualness is in here. So Papa's got a brand new bag. Papa's got a motherfucking brand new bag. And, I don't know. This is my thing. I live this. I have this around me all the time. And so this is part of me. This was something in my DNA that was given to me, and I don't really know how. And it's been given to me in my DNA. And so my DNA, it's just like when I got the time walking papers, it woke up something in my DNA. So the time walking paper was always inside of me. But it took that brother, fellow East Coast Indian, it took him to, give it to me, give me the keys. And from me getting the keys, it brought me to where I am today and where my consciousness is today. And so, I'm always thankful to him. And as I said before, I'm sorry that I don't even think I can join anyone because I don't have what's it called, StreamYard. I don't have any email connected to this computer at all. So, and I don't think my headphones work when I talk. Like my earpods, I don't think they work. So I don't really have a way. So if I use my phone, but brother, I want to be prepared. I don't want to just rip off my shit. I want to have a couple of days to bring this stuff out. I don't want to just be rushed. I think it's better presentation if I have a couple of days where I can, bring it out. Instead of me just trying to throw it on people. Man, I didn't wake up till 2 motherfucking clock, y'all. I didn't wake up till 2 o'clock. That was some good sleeping. My wife kissed me sometime this morning. And I heard my neighbor outside say, they're not picking the trash up until tomorrow because of the holiday. So I thought she was talking to her, but apparently she wasn't. Knuckle dusters. That's what these are called. Knuckle dusters. Again, we see. Thought he was, I showed him, but they call him the Prince. But again, he has the Hero Twins hat on. I was hoping I could find the actual Hero Twins in the picture, but haven't been able to find them. Because the statue of the Hero Twins, I'm sure, are in my pins, but the statues normally would come up. And I might have to grab one of these books behind me. But Turtle Gang, it's a book I've been looking at for a while because he was showing, it's got some pictures. I was like, man, I don't know if I want to get it because it's probably nothing new, but it was a little bit new he was showing me. So it's another book about the Omic I don't have. So right on to him for that. Right on for him for that. Pretty sure this shit's in my pins. No. Yeah, where's my other shit? And I should open my shit back up. Yeah, these are my pins. Let's see if I can find them. But I enjoy this kind of stuff. And if you don't enjoy it, you don't love it. My children don't love it. They don't enjoy it. Here they are. Maybe I'll bring up other pictures. And again, you can't deny, this is a statues of the Hero Twins. Statue of the Hero Twins. They were hidden because Europeans would have destroyed them. As you see, they were attached to some kind of monument at one time. They probably were on both sides of some type of monument.
And as you see, they have the ball cap on. Is there any other representations here of it? Doesn't look like it. Huh. Usually you pop into one, a bunch of them come up, but yeah, it's the only one I'm getting right now is this. Still not giving me. There's others. They got them by themselves. Because what they do, where they are now, is how they were found. And let me see if I'm not seeing how they were found. Because these are in the Mexico City Museum. Okay, here's one. And as you see, they were at one time, this is the hero twin. This is the ball helmet. And let's see if no, doesn't look like they're going to give it to me. So what this is opposite of is where they're presented, and these were found with two cats. So you had, this was together, and opposite of this was two cats. And again, the hero twins, you're the ultimate ball player, and you metamorphosize into the cats. So they found two twins and a cat to represent each one, the Jaguar Priest. But again, you're the ball player first, then you go into the Jaguar Priest. So, and again, I have not seen since 96. National Museum of Anthropology in Mexico. They were in LA. I've got the book when they went to LA. They came to American Museum. And I think this is the statue that I saw that paralyzed me. Yeah, it was this one. No, maybe it's the bigger one. There's one super huge big one he has. Maybe it's this one. I thought it was bigger than this. But the fucker paralyzed me. So there's some energy there. It activated something in my DNA too. Seeing this or the bigger one activated something in my DNA. So, I'm not all anti-Pan-African. Cream of wheat. Yeah, cream of wheat. Yeah, go cook for us, nigga. That's the cream of wheat shit come from. You gotta go cook. Like Uncle Ben. Hey, Uncle Ben. He's our butler. Hook us up with some of that rice, Uncle Ben. This shit's kind of funny. And, I always have this. I got to get the one that's made out of, I just saw the one that's made, this is 3D printed, but they have one actually made out of ceramic. So I'm going to get the one made out of ceramic too. And again, you don't know if he's coming to the storm or going to the storm. Is he coming back from the storm? Or is he going to the storm? But again, they've got the god as a hero twin. This is the prime example. This is Talak. This is, let me see. I just saw another, let me see. This is him. This is Talalak. This is the same. Shock, Talalak. All the same character. Same god. But they have him, again, with the hero twin headrest. So if you don't think the hero twin was the first, why would they put the helmet of the hero twin on a god? Why would the god have to play, the ball game, which the gods did and were defeated? I'll say that. But yeah, knuckle dusters. It took me a while. I don't see the other one with the knuckle dusters. And there's a lot of this stuff. I mean, they've hid it for years. They tried to destroy it. They've hid it. And that's how Europeans are. They don't want the truth to come out. And then they try to make lies, once it comes out. And then, to show you that this is omen, they call it right there, omic. And they were able to save this because they would have destroyed this kind of thing. And luckily, it was so much that they couldn't destroy it all. It was so much they couldn't destroy it all. Because it shows that the Europeans weren't what we think. And again, when you talk about the bound head, and then locating the promise of a region in the Peru, here's Peruvian now, made a surprising discovery. The bound heads. The bound heads. And again, you know, all those representations of the hero twins, all of them would have had bound heads too. Even this one, it would have had a bound head. So, and again, the way they would, and then here's another representation of Talak. El Reborn, Al Maroon Khan, what is happening? You working? Are you about to go to work? And I know you definitely got
to have vision.
And you might as well come and join me in the
Would you like to dance with me? We're doing the cosmic swap.
And there's only one rule.
Don't touch my truck.
Leave that F-150 Lightning alone. But if you do, Sly Stone will take you higher, baby. Oh, but yeah, this is just some Talak. Same guy. So, you know, it's, you know, this is one of my passions. I must dare say this is one of my passions. Yeah, they don't show the cats anywhere. And it's funny with all this, you know, they got the trying to sell the oh, look at this. Look how they try to mismanage pictures. All right. This is clearly, again, we see a person with the ball helmet on. Look, Anunnaki. So, you know, no. This was found at the Pyramid of the Sun and the Moon. Here's another one of it. Let's bring it up. Okay. This is found at the foot of the pyramid and the sun of the moon. All right. Again, we see the ball player, Jaguar Priest. Little bigger representation of it. You see that? A little more detail. So this Anunnaki shit is some bullshit. They're trying to take our South American energy away and trying to put some bullshit in it. So don't fall for it. That's Sumerian bullshit. Again, I done broke down the Sumerian. Ain't nothing more important than any of that Sumerian writings other than the Mai. That's the only thing we should get out of that. There's some kind of way the Sumerians was able to get with the Mai. And the Mai, and if it be Marduk, Yadaboeth, they got the Mai. And they were able to use its technology because it was a different technology than what they had. Again, you don't think of a dumb God or uncivilized God or a God that creates himself. You don't think there's going to be shit from somewhere else that this God didn't think about that might come about? Oh, and this is the thing they try to do too. Like, look at them. They try to make you think they're Indians. Well, you know, look at the Indians now. Look at the Indians there. Look at the Indians now. He's got Spanish all in him. He's got Spanish all in him. So quit with that. Quit with that. It'd be more believable if you try to put a real dark one, because they got dark ones. It's real dark, but not this light one. They wouldn't have looked like you, buddy. But again, them trying to say that it's their culture when they're Spanish. You know, they are Spanish. They said there's even a hierarchy there. You know, the ones that are lighter, more Spanish looking get more favoritism. And look at their stars. Isn't that more true when you look at their stars? All lighter skin. So they got that same shit. Because again, you know, if you show them too dark, you show them some of them mugs in Mexico is pretty dark. And that's in Mexico, not the rest of them. They got some darkish down there too. So they don't like that though. They want you to think they're all just Spanish looking. French looking. And that's the other thing, you know, these motherfuckers was conquered by so many people. They seem like they was some punk ass people, you know, really. But nah, it wasn't that. They was betrayed. And I think, you know, and this is what, you know, when they found my guy right here, when they found him, you know, this is what he looked like. I mean, of course, this is what the real one looked like. You know, it had been buried and shit. So, you know, when they lifted, you know, the head up, You see the difference. The straps and stuff is down, but this is how, but that's how it looked. So for those of you that are interested. So, all right, I've been going 2 hours of history. I'll get off the history. I'm sorry. I know that's boring. And I think I've done enough debauchery. I don't know. It's been a little bit of debauchery, but not a whole bunch tonight, I don't think. I don't think. Yeah, not a whole lot. Nope, not really. Other than what happened in Iowa. Everybody's talking about what happened in Iowa, and I'm not going to re-show that. You can look at that anywhere. I will show this. They moved these motherfuckers. Oh, I want to show this one instead. These homeless, see, they like homeless up here, when it get cold, motherfuckers have to move, and go in, but it ain't been cold up here, so motherfuckers can live outside. You just have a little stove and shit. But they're about to move these motherfuckers. And they're reporting, these rich folks reporting it. They probably make 6 figures each.
Minneapolis started clearing a homeless encampment we've been doing stories on for weeks.
It is located near 13th Avenue and 23rd Street East and had been growing for nearly 4 months. But now it appears people have just moved a couple of blocks away. Brittany Ehrman is live in Minneapolis with the latest on this. Brittany.
Well, just within the last 10 minutes or so, Minneapolis police officially cleared this site. It is
for being heavily dressed because it's cold outside. She looks good. I like this. She got the Max Julian on. Yeah, she's working it. Work it, girl. No Max Julian. Come on, baby. You got to have a Max Julian on. Let's go.
Site. It is lined with yellow tape, and we see some people who were living inside now on the side of the road, gathering some of their things and moving to that new encampment site that you'll see in a little bit here. And earlier today, the city had an agreement with the people living there to peacefully pack up and leave. Now that demolition is set for tomorrow.
But I will help clear out of this area.
Another demolition is on the horizon as the city of Minneapolis gears up to shut down this homeless encampment.
If we could have evicted our way out of this crisis, we've done enough evictions that we would have seen the results by now.
Advocates are pushing for the city to create a cultural healing center for this community before an eviction.
We know that a cultural healing center is something that's going to help permanently house our relatives, and it's going to help heal and support them in ways that they need to be supported right now.
In a statement, the city of Minneapolis says they've teamed up with state and local partners to offer housing and other services to people living in this encampment. Over 100 people have been helped so far. But the city says within the past 4 months, the encampment has been the site of shooting.
Hey, but remember what I told y'all? When they give free food, they give you poison. See? When they give you free food, it's always poison. Like when you go to these food banks, poison, most sugary. But as I've said many times, what's important? Eating what's right or eating to survive. And that's what a lot of elderly people, and I must say, a lot of elderly Europeans, it ain't just like it's niggas poor. It's a lot of elderly Europeans. These are natives. And technically, I think this is native land, but they're fucking them around for some reason. And let me say this about homelessness. And little houses. Because, some places you can't have a little house. The house got to be 1,200 square feet. That's the minimum. So you can't have a 500 square foot house. Because think about, I've said this before. We are a society of junk. They want you, I got a storage where I keep my junk. I pay $85 a month to keep junk. It's basically junk. I can throw all that shit away, but it has some type of value. And for some reason, we just don't want to throw away things that have some type of value. But if we had smaller homes, people would minimize. And people would not buy all this junk that comes from China. Because China gives us almost 90% of junk. Go in a dollar store. How long and how good? Like, I tell you what, I got a shower curtain from the dollar store. It ain't even rubber. It's plastic. Works like a motherfucker. It only cost me $1. But the one I got before that from the dollar store was rubber. This one is plastic. And actually, it works better than the rubber one. But every month I just get a new one. But they got mostly, they've got things that are junk and going to go to our trash very soon. And you would think America, you know, if you so worried about the carbon footprint, you ain't stopping China from sending all this junk. 98% of the things in dollar stores are break and throw away things. Pens, papers, folders. Trying to think of the things. They got some plastic things. Look at the food they sell at the dollar stores. Look at the meat. And there are people that have to eat that kind of shit. Because you can get food stamps, can buy that shit from the dollar store. So why does a store like that exist? Why do we get so much propaganda about China, but yet look at everything? Let me see this beautiful balanced thing that my mother gave me for Christmas. Where's it made? It doesn't say. Well, yeah, it does. This is just tells the designer. Doesn't tell where it's made. I think there was a sticker on here that said made in China when I first got it. I was just trying to grab something random that's probably made in China. I think this fucking lighter's made in China. Trying to think of something else I can just... This glass is made in China. Dan Aykroyd brand. Vodka made in China. This glass, though, comes from China. Random thing. Random. Trying to think. What's about this little toy? Bet this little toy. Now look at this. This is Thoth. This is Thoth made in China. Thoth, but Thoth was made in China. Thoth, but made in China. I ain't got a lot of little junkies around, mostly just books and shit. Yeah, what else? What junk I got here? Let me see about this bag I got. See, does it say? It's True Religion bag. Yeah. I don't know if it's anything inside that tells me. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where it's made. I don't want to forget Nick's hat. I'll be wearing the hell out of this. You can bet that. And how do you like my shirt my mom gave me from Minnesota shirt? What are my Christmas gifts? Oh, I didn't call my mother tonight. She's probably still up. What time is it? Her ass is probably still up. But a little more about the homeless camp. Let's go.
Months. The encampment has been the site of shootings and drug use and a homicide, generating more than 100 911 calls. And I'm sure you've heard the argument that these encampments pose a health and safety risk. What are your thoughts?
I mean, dying alone under a bridge, I would say, is a bigger health and safety risk.
A few blocks down from the current encampment, people are already starting a new chapter.
It's keeping people stable, safe in one place where they can clean themselves up.
But volunteers say this encampment on 26th Street and 13th Avenue is not the end goal. It's a step towards stability.
You have people that care, helping their brothers, sisters, siblings, family get off the street and into long-term housing.
Everyone deserves dignity. These are human beings amongst us.
And we spoke to people who
developing tonight. The city.
So they're putting them out, giving them boot to ass. Hey, Brad Satterfield, what is happening? And this late, you must have.
Got to have vision.
And would you join everybody else on the Chocolate Mountain Show when we go sit, we hang on the Galactic Patio and we do the...
Would you like to dance with me? We're doing the cosmic.
But there's only one rule. And that is...
Don't touch my...
Leave that F-150 Lightning alone. But if you do... I will take you higher, baby. Higher, baby. Higher, baby. Man, I watched that slapstick. Y'all gotta watch that shit. That shit is fucking hilarious. Oh, the Hanson brothers, man. Their TV show used to be a trip. It was like on Saturdays. I don't know if we can find any of their TVs. Okay, I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. Yeah, I saw this earlier. What did they do? What did she do? She's recognized for something, so let's see what this sister gets recognized for. Man, I guess I'll be negative. She ain't cute, she ain't ugly. She's just like, I don't know. She's just okay, I guess. Let's go.
Sheriff's officers are being recognized for going above and beyond the call of duty. It all stems from an incident last week involving a Minnesota state trooper, and it was all captured on camera. Lieutenant Shannon Williams and Gracia Olmedo are corrections officers with the Ramsey County Sheriff's Office. Their duties are to protect, serve, and recruit.
We're looking for people who are interested in giving back to the community, communication, active listening.
Last week, their recruitment efforts led them to downtown Minneapolis. They were on the road, off duty, but still on the job.
We noticed a person in crisis waving their hands and kind of blocking traffic.
Traffic cameras on Lindale near the I-94 overpass show the two officers in a white SUV.
We kind of watched for a second, and a state trooper pulled up and started engaging in conversation with the person in crisis, and right away that person began assaulting the state trooper.
And they say that's when they jumped into action.
The moment we saw his radio almost falling off as he was calling for assistance, we both looked at each other and we were like, he needs help and we need to help him.
The next camera angle shows Williams, Olmedo, and the trooper trying to handcuff the woman as she struggles to fight back.
We didn't know if she had...
Okay, you notice the Mexican sister ain't got on the long eyelashes there, but I mean, I can't believe they let her on TV looking like this. Why would they let her on TV looking like that? And why would she want to? Why would she want to look like this on TV? She went and got her eyebrows done. She went and got her makeup done. Let's see, did the sister do all this work to herself? Same person did the makeup, so they got somebody in the part. It's the identical makeup. She just did her lashes with mascara. Yeah, it's the same makeup, so they went to the same place. She got her hair done, no doubt. But that's ridiculous. You know, you're supposed to be inspiration for young girls, and you look like a hoochie mama. Don't need that. That's not needed. She ain't got it there.
And the trooper trying to handcuff the woman as she struggles.
Damn. Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back. Bullshit. Get his bullshit off here. Okay. Let's bring it back. I'd be fucking around too much. Hey, I want to say this, though, about this sister. Okay, right here. Let's zero in on this sister got a big old ass, you know. This sister got a, you know, she's not bad right there. That's looking pretty good. She's putting a lot of grease on him, but that's kind of nice right there. So we must have to give her applause for having a fat ass. Fat ass deputy sheriff corrections officer. She's got a fat ass, we must say. That's a nice ass. Let's go. Fuck him up.
We didn't know if she had a weapon, so that's why we quickly grabbed her arms and then handcuffed her.
She was struggling quite a bit.
So wait a minute. This chick whooped his ass. She was whooping his ass. This chick was whooping his ass. He was fighting. This is a chick he was fighting. The chick was getting the better of him. They said, we saw the radio go, see, ooh, she still got a big ass. Look at that. Ooh, she got a big ass. I want to grip your hips and move. But look at this. He got his ass whooped by this chick. God damn, he's a sorry motherfucker.
Kind of comprehend what was happening, and we were able to talk to her, to handcuff her from there.
The entire encounter lasted about 5 minutes.
When I saw the video, I'd like to say I was surprised, but I'm not.
Is this? No, this is.
Mike Martin says Williams and Olmedo went above and beyond.
What they did, quite frankly, was heroic.
For these recruiters, it's all in a day's work.
It feels amazing. It feels amazing because, you know, we love to help people. We enjoy helping people.
Corrections isn't something that, you know, you hear about very often. So it's nice to be able to shed light on the career that we do because it's very important work. And I think sometimes.
I'm going to tell you about corrections. And this is a fact. No one, you know, again, I've never been in prison. I've been in jail for a few days. I mean, when I was a cop, again, I talked about it all the time. When I used to work in Kalamazoo, you know, when we had court cases and we worked third shift, you know, we had to say you get off at 7, and I lived in another city. So it didn't make sense for me to drive home to come right back to court. So I would just go sleep in the jail. So I've never been to prison. So, but this is what I know. Now, I played a lot of basketball in prison because I've been to prisons that hold basketball tournaments. So that's kind of common, semi-pro tournaments. But anyway, the problem with corrections officer, yes, you get to go home, but you be in prison and jail too. And that never really appealed to me. Now, I applied to this state 20 some years ago, maybe even, about 27, 28 years ago. I applied and passed all the tests, and none of these Europeans would hire me here with all my background. But anyway, that's the problem, is you in jail too. So keep that in mind. If you don't like corrections ain't for you, you know. Oh, now you said, Brad said, I saw a video where Megyn Kelly says that hearing from Jeffrey Epstein, maybe that male trooper is all, yeah, male trooper's weak. He let them chicks beat him down. I don't know. I don't think Epstein died. It does not appear like he died. Just like I don't think the former football player died. And I mean, when they say they die in jail, yeah, they're somebody else now. They didn't tell their secrets. They went through their shaming, and you know, they're somewhere else. So I don't believe it. School shooting, 6th grader. Wow, yeah, it's fucked up. I'm not gonna give that any publicity though. Because that's all school shootings are just anti-gun. That's all it is. It's anti-gun. There's no way you can look about it. It's anti-gun. That's why it's done, to be anti-gun. They could stop it, and they refuse to stop it. They have the means to stop it. I mean, you telling me a school is in your okay, and I know they don't patrol like they used to, you know, because a lot of patrolling when I was a cop, it was just stupid patrolling. We driving around for fucking nothing, you know. Go find something, and it was bullshit, especially when fucking especially when campus wasn't, you know, nobody was on campus. It was like, you motherfuckers is ridiculous. There's nothing going on here. So up here they got the shit called Before Floyd. Before Floyd. Racism before Floyd. It wasn't no racism before Floyd. What did I do? Oh, here it is. Damn, I only hit the motherfucker a couple times, but it's some pretty good shit, man. It's some pretty good shit, man. So, you know, I tried to be homeless and shit. You know, I got drunk and slept on a park bench. I guess I should tell the whole. No, I'm not. I'm gonna save that story. I'm gonna save it. What you say? Brother says, woman charged him was acting in self-defense. What is this? Two more indicted. Okay. Let him tell this. This is maybe some debauchery. I don't know yet. Might be. Let him tell it. Is this debauchery?
Expanded Coffee City Police Department.
Yeah, the latest charges are for alleged misconduct in Harris County before they were hired in Coffee City. Jeremy Rogowski.
Okay. Hate to do it, but shoulder to elbow. Shoulder to elbow. What do you guys think? Looks like some big ass feet. really big hands. Her hands are smaller than his, though. I will say that. Maybe those are very padded, but I don't know that shoulder to elbow ratio. But her hands are smaller. Her head is smaller, so we'll give her a pass. Okay, let's go.
City. Jeremy Rogowski has the latest development in his exclusive investigation.
Investigators say this latest case highlights the problem of so-called wandering officers. Cops who get fired from one agency get hired by another, only to get fired there and somehow get hired yet again. The indictments stem from a 2021 traffic stop in Northeast Harris County after a citizen complained that Precinct 3 Deputy Constable Cassandra Garcia coerced him into searching his car for drugs.
The complaint was made to our Internal Affairs Division. It led to an investigation of the deputy and her conduct.
Precinct 3 Chief Deputy Kirk Bonzel says that investigation revealed Deputy Garcia used her Harris County email account on several occasions to send sensitive law enforcement information to someone not allowed to see it.
We have no idea why or for what law enforcement purpose this was sent outside of our agency.
And who was on the other end, the receiving end?
The other end of that email was an individual by the name of John Jocelyn.
Who is John Jocelyn? He bounced around between 22 different police departments in his nearly 30-year law enforcement career. In 2021, the city of Plum Grove hired him to reinstate its inactive police department, but court documents show he did not have an active peace officer license at the time he got the emails from Deputy Garcia. Precinct 3 fired Deputy Garcia and gave her a dishonorable discharge. But the very same day of her termination, John Jocelyn hired her on as an officer for the city of Plum Grove. But their service in the small town didn't last long. About 5 months later, Garcia resigned when the Plum Grove mayor fired Jocelyn for reasons including hiring without authority, failing to follow directives, and allowing Garcia to not return a city-owned patrol car. The next month, both of the embattled cops got picked up as reserves for the Coffee City Police Department. The small town routinely hired officers with troubled pasts, and after KHOU 11 investigates exposed the practice, Coffee City shut down the entire department.
It's very frustrating.
Chief Deputy Bonzel says hiring so-called wandering officers is a disservice to the community and the citizens an agency serves.
When you get guys that are repeatedly fired from different agencies.
I mean, is it the officers or is it the system? Is it the officers or is it the system? Is it the officers or is it the system? Because let's look at it. Before, there's a lot of brother officers. This is common. Europeans be fucked up officers and bounce from one to the other. Well, you must be good. You had your thing one time. Then brothers don't get the same. You know, they throw brothers like brothers can never be cops again. Oh, and look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the hand signal. I caught it earlier and I was listening to it. Look at the hand signal. And it's definitely, cops is a definitely old boys club, too. It's an old boys club.
A woman accused of killing a man during a...
Said she killed him in self-defense. Okay. Well, let's hear about it. Since I don't know about this story, so let's hear about it. It's debauchery. Tell us why you popped that mug. Let's hear it. Why did you pop him?
A woman accused of killing a man during a brawl at a neighborhood deli says she shot him in self-defense.
This week, prosecutors charged 27-year-old Misty Nelson with murder. Police say that she got caught in a fight among customers at Mr. Santana in Minneapolis last weekend. New this evening, Nelson's brother told WCCO's Reg Chapman that she was simply trying to defend her family.
So she would get off at work at Star Tribune from her shift, just go there, pick her up.
Like clockwork, most nights Misty Nelson gets off her job at the Star Tribune and walks down the street to Santana's, where her younger sister works, so they can share a ride home. But last Saturday, this tradition changed. A group came in and an all-out brawl broke out.
That night, I don't know what happened. I wasn't there.
Here's what investigators say happened. The younger sister stopped counting money behind the cashier counter to try and stop the fight. But both her and Misty got stuck in the middle. Eventually, Misty gets pushed out the door, then fires a shot into the fighting group. The victim exits behind her, and she shoots at him again. Her brother says she was protecting herself.
Approached her trying to attack her, and to protect herself, she reacted. To have the firearm as a last resort to protect herself. So if she was like trying to use this, she had to have felt like there was something bad going to happen. Otherwise, she would have never had to do it.
Dylan says he took Misty to be trained and get her permit to carry 6 years ago. She renewed it last year. 8 hours after the shooting, Dylan took his sister downtown to meet with investigators.
When we're on the way downtown, we just were hoping, it was a flesh wound. She aimed like she was told not to kill, but like to protect herself. It was kind of panic.
No, that's not what you're taught. You are taught to shoot center mass. Where this Minnesota is, there's a T. From my nose all the way down to this M, you're taught to basically shoot a person in here. Center mass. This can do the most damage unless you're wearing a vest. Unless you're headshot. And that was my problem. I always had, like, when I would throw them out, it'd be like, boom, boom. I'd do a group of 1, 2, 3, all in the head. And they, like, quit shooting all those headshots. Yeah, that's just what I like doing. I'd have a whole nice little group in the eyes where I'd shoot that shit out. So, as long as you don't miss. But if I threw them out of this T-zone, it was all in head. I wouldn't throw them off the paper, but they would be all in here. My first 3 shots, and then I would lower them. My first 3 would all be pop, 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 and then I would go lower. Pop, 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 pop. Double, triple tap. But it's funny how, you had to light a square to give an interview. Like, let me light this square and then I'll give you an interview. But you know what class of person this is? This is PWT. This is the PWT, and his sister was PWT. So, and again, she worked at a newspaper at the nighttime, so she just cleaned up. Newspapers closed at night, so she just cleaned up. But let's hear a little more of his story.
She told me, but when the investigators told her the guy passed away, she broke instantly.
Reg Chapman, WCCO News.
A 40-year-old man from Michigan died in the shooting. Police say Nelson never called 911 or tried to help the victim. She faces decades in prison if she...
I think she'll get out of it. Now, what's going to hurt her is if she randomly shot in the crowd and was she threatened by him. Because if you done popped him once, I don't know how much more he can threaten you. Again, if you popped him with a 22. But if you put one of them 9s or one of them 40s or the 357 SIGs, yeah, they're not moving too fast after that. That kind of puts some shit on their mind. Like when I popped this nigga and I hit him with that 40 after he done broke my ribs, I'll never forget the look on his face. The look on his face was like, I got you. And then he saw that 40 come out, But see, that just shows you can take an extreme amount of pain because a baseball bat breaking your ribs, you quit breathing. And a lot of people, when they quit breathing, they can't think. But again, that training, as soon as I felt that pain, pulled that motherfucker out. Pow! It surprised him. That was the last thing he expected. Say, what did he say? Who's that looking at the window? Pow! Nobody now. And he saw the flash of that 40. He didn't know what to think. And you could just tell the look on his stupid face when that motherfucker went through him. That 40 blew a big piece out of him. And as he sat there whimpering, he still had that same look of like, or, oh, no, it was the same look. He got caught by surprise. Wonder where he is now. Where's that guy now? You think he could tell the story like I'm telling? You think he's like, well, I broke a guy's ribs and then he shot me. You think what do you think he's telling now? What kind of story you think he got to tell nowadays? Or do you think he's pushing up daisies and can't tell the story anymore? Those military motherfuckers be shooting people, be having them issues. Well, I know one dude, like, I used to work with a dude that was in the Navy, and he said, I had nightmares about all the people I bombed. I'm like, wait a minute now. You was on a big ship, right? Yeah. And you shot bombs that went miles away from you, yeah? How do you feel guilty about that? You ain't seeing nobody blowed up. You on a boat. Well, I know the damage you do. But did you see the damage? This was before drones and shit could show you. It would take them a while for the planes flew by. And I imagine, because I know Nick was in where he blew the cannons up and shit. So I imagine unless you went in there, you wouldn't even know what the fuck you blew up or how many people you really killed. So why would that give you? Now again, I haven't been in that position, but just looking at it from the outside, if all I did is push the button, it blew bombs away. I don't know. It's like they always tried to say the dude who dropped the atom bomb the first. Oh man, I gotta find that again. I listened to a brother talk about Hiroshima, and Nagasaki. They always, when I was a child, it was 200,000 both places. Man, this dude gave out numbers. He said one place killed 60,000, one killed 40,000. That ain't. I've been saying it ain't atom bombs. That shit was napalm. Later they brought in the radiation. So I had to bring that up. I caught that. They again, the numbers have dropped there. Just like the Jewish faith people, you know, trying to say it was this large number. Well, the same thing as slavery, you know. Oh, 6 million came over, you know, slaves. Oh, no. It's more like not that many Africans came to America. The numbers is more like less than 100,000. Because they had a lot of motherfuckers here that was niggas already. So those numbers have changed. They ain't the same numbers no more. Oh, and you know, I ain't telling on myself because ain't nothing they could ever discover. Nothing I can ever be tied to other than I had my ribs broken. So, you know, you tell them dope dealer stories, some dope dealer stories where, you know, it's out of sight, it's out of sight, it's out of sight, it's out of sight, it's gone. It's gone. It's out of sight. It's out of sight. It's out of sight. It's out of sight. It's gone. It's gone. Remember how in what was it called? Where Wild Bill got killed, Dakota, wherever that shit was called. You know, you had the pigs, and they would kill motherfuckers and throw the bodies in the pigs, and the pigs would even eat the bones. Oh, this got to be a long time ago. Oh, that was a year ago today. Damn, that's what happened a year ago today. That dumb bitch tried to glue herself on, and I made a short video of that. She tried to glue her hand on the court for animal rights protest. Oh, I'll tell you, I don't know how y'all live in Philadelphia. It's parts of Texas that have debauchery all the time, but Philadelphia always got debauchery. I don't know. I don't know how y'all live up there. Or even the suburbs is ugly. You can say what you want. This is some beautiful country up here. This is God's country. No, the area I'm in is really majestic. I mean, it's really some of the best energy I've ever been around. That's why I love, like, when I'm coming back home and I hit Black Dog Road, I'm like, yeah, this energy's here for me. I love it. I'm loving every minute of it. That's why I get calls. They be like, Indiana wants me, but I can't go back there. Indiana wants me, but I can't go back there. Hell, I was there last week and shit. I talk too much shit, y'all. Because I'm loving every minute of it. Loving every minute of it. Loving every minute of it. And I do. I love every minute of it. Every moment. Oh, damn. I can't read tonight. It's like when I look for shit, that dyslexia shit come in. Oh, there we go. CBS Philadelphia. It'd always be fucked up shit in Philadelphia. Oh. Man fatally struck by SEPTA subway train following physical altercation. Man wanted after stealing gas, damaging van from community center. Then there's update. Why is the spider? Australian reptile. Oh, okay. I thought spiders bite niggas. Damn, I didn't know they still had these. So mild debauchery. Person dies after he got hit by a train. Duh. He got hit by a subway train and died. Oh, this is what I want to see. Who wants this shit?
Well, you can now pre-order.
Remember, they were supposed to put her on a $20 bill, and now they want to put this person that is, you know, I know, Turtle Gang gets mad, but Dane Calloway is right. They done made this person up. Why is she such a slavery hero? That's emasculating men. That's saying that only this chick could do it. No man could do it, only a woman. That's why they made this story up. Now, I'm sorry, Turtle Gang. This is something I agree with Dane. They got all of a sudden, they done, and it's like what they do is they look, to support their stories, they give you fake backgrounds. And I think that's what we hear with this. We don't even know who this person is because the person couldn't read or write, and then they give you pictures. And that all goes into the Black history narrative, the slave narrative, to never tell you that they just enslaved the people that lost. I mean, you didn't just tell people to walk to Oklahoma. You slaved people. When you defeated tribes, you slaved them. And Harriet Tubman was working for them. There you go. And so, they made up a hero. So I'm sorry, Turtle Gang went through a lot of trouble to show her ancestors. I think Dane said it right, though. Why is this woman going to be put on any money? So they put her on let them tell it. This is what she belongs. On some shit nobody cares about. Not nothing you carry in your pocket. This woman didn't do nothing. Okay?
Coins. The Mint is producing $5, $1, and $half coins to celebrate the life of abolitionist Harriet Tubman. You can buy the 3-coin set for $50. Surcharges from the sale will be given to the National Underground Railroad Freedom Center and
what the fuck is that? Okay.
The Harriet Tubman Home to advance their missions. Orders are expected to begin shipping.
Okay, she never got a pension for being a Civil War spy. She didn't get a pension. I mean, it's the same old shit again. Demasculating men saying only women could go there. There's no man brave enough. You niggas was all scared and you wanted to work for master. You was scared to go. Yeah, good. I'm glad they're not putting her on. Yeah, put her on that bullshit. Commemorative means fake. Means non-circulation. So what happened when they got hit by the train? Let's see the oldest stuff. The oldest stuff is the first stories. Let's see how they got hit by a train. They got in a fight, and that's Beat Street. Remember Beat Street? They got in a fight on Beat Street.
Train in University City.
Let's start again. What?
Breaking news coming into our newsroom.
Breaking
here at CBS News Philadelphia.
A person has died after being hit by a SEPTA train in University City. You're looking live from Chopper 3 over the station at 34th and Market Streets.
We talked to a SEPTA spokesman, and there was a, quote, physical altercation, we're told, between two individuals on the platform about 4:30, and one of them somehow ended up on the tracks.
And that is where those officials tell us they were hit by the train. A suspect has been taken into custody at the 40th Street station. Train service has been stopped in that area.
And SEPTA is providing buses between 30th and 40th Street stations right now. We're still working to learn a lot more about this incident. Of course, we'll have updates on air and online.
Wow. Okay. So, it does go down to, it boils down to, it really boils down to, was it worth it? That's what it boils down to. Was it really worth it? Everything, they get mad. Damn. Was it worth it? Where's this at? Four days ago, where's this at? Oh. Somebody killed an off-duty cop? Yeah, some young dudes must have killed this off-duty European. So let's hear about it. Let's go. This is debauchery. The debauchery hour.
Sergeant Philip Dale Nix, a father, a husband, a brother, a son, and an officer for the city of Greensboro.
Oh, this is Greensboro. Okay. Hey, y'all. Let me say this. If you're a melanated person out there and this dude stopped you, what do you think about him? Just looking at this picture. If you're a melanated person out there and you got stopped by him, what do you think about him? What do you think about? Just looking at this picture, if he stopped you, what are your thoughts about him if you're a melanated person? Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's
and an
go.
officer for the city of Greensboro. Good evening, everyone. We are following breaking news in the death of an off-duty police sergeant. Police have just released photos of the 3 people charged in connection with his murder. WXI 12's Joshua Davis has been following this story since it happened. He joins us now live from Greensboro. And Joshua, what have we learned today?
Why did it take 3 of them to kill one? Let's go.
Okay.
And then they got a nigga reporting. This is integration. Oh, and I must say, let's see, Greensboro, like the European woman, I hit one European woman when I was in Greensboro, and her face looked like it should be on the iodine bottle. She was one of the ugliest chicks in the world, but them slit small liquor bulls said, keep going. But this is how the women in Greensboro look. Most of the European women I saw in Greensboro look like this chick. They was ugly. I don't think I saw one pretty European woman the 7 years I lived there. And I dated nothing but sisters except that one. It was well, I would call it a one night stand, but it was like I was over there, hit it, ran, then came back and hit it again. So is that a 2-time stand or one? Well, anyway, but yeah, I didn't see any pretty North Carolina Europeans when I was down there. Must say, a lot of pretty sisters, but yeah, most of the Europeans look like her, not pretty.
And Joshua, what have we learned today?
I'm standing in front of Greensboro Police Headquarters, where right here behind me you can see that police have created a memorial in honor of Sergeant Philip Dale Nix. And throughout the afternoon, we've seen people come by and lay flowers to pay their respects. And today we've learned that police have 3 suspects in custody connected to his death.
This evening, the Greensboro Police Department lost one of our own.
Greensboro Police Sergeant Philip Dale Nix was killed Saturday night. Police say he was off duty at the Sheets and Colfax when he witnessed a crime and decided to approach the suspects. That's when police say one of the suspects shot the off-duty officer. Despite efforts by another off-duty officer and a paramedic, Nix died at the hospital.
What happened today was a senseless act of violence.
On Sunday,
see what I said about the Europeans down there? She ugly as shit. Look how ugly this chick is. And she got Botox in her face, but she's uglier than a motherfucker. This is, most of the European women down there look like her. They was ugly, but let's go.
Of violence.
On Sunday, police announced the arrest of 3 suspects: John Morrison, Jameer Foster.
Who you think told? Who do you think told? Which 3 of these do you think told first? Because they seem, I'm just getting the energy that these 2 are dumb and they followed him. He's the leader of these 3. She looks like she probably broke first. That's what I'm looking at. But he's the leader, and they followed him. So whatever this was his idea. He's the leader. I'm thinking she broke first, but we don't know for sure.
And Zacharia Blackwell.
He was a loving husband. Father.
Okay, how loving do you think he would have been if he stopped you? Think about it. You off duty. Now, if you don't have your vest, you got a phone. You got a phone. But see, this picture right here tell it all. He couldn't help himself. He saw some niggas doing something. He had to do something about it. He couldn't help himself. Even off duty, he's still harassing folks. And I'm not laughing at his death, but I'm saying he didn't have to die. All he had to do was call backup. He's off duty. Now, especially he probably didn't have his vest on. But again, you can see that Superman right there. He thought he didn't think he needed his vest. He could just go up to niggas because he's super European and could just go up to these niggas and they were just like, oh, please, master man, we'll just fall down for you. Yeah. Call for help. And he couldn't do that. He couldn't do that. So that's why he is where he is. You could just look at his picture.
We are breaking news.
You can look at his picture and tell. You could look at his picture and tell what kind of cat he was. I hate to say it, but, you know. A damned Klansman. Well, you know what they say. They say Greensboro is still Klan's country. And do I dare say I was in Greensboro when the Klan killed 5 Europeans and 1 pregnant woman, and they got away with it. And it's on film. You think Rodney King shit on film? They're on film killing people. Nothing was ever done about it. One lady got a $100,000, maybe $200,000. That was it. No one was ever convicted. This was from '79, and I've shown the Greensboro riot, the Greensboro massacre before. Communist shooting. I've showed this before, and I was down there. I was living in this area. Matter of fact, where it happened, I lived in the area afterward, after I quit going to school. But for y'all that don't know about the Greensboro Klan shooting, here we go.
Mimi Goodman. Hundreds gathered this weekend to mark the 40th anniversary of the Greensboro Massacre, when 40 Ku Klux Klansmen and American Nazis opened fire on an anti-Klan demonstration in Greensboro, North Carolina. Over the span of 88 seconds, the Klan and Nazis shot dead 5 anti-racist activists who were members of the Communist Workers' Party. 10 other activists were injured. No one was convicted in the massacre, but a jury did find the Greensboro police liable for cooperating with the KKK.
This guy right here is an FBI agent. Amongst the Klan was a FBI, a police informant, FBI agent. This guy right here. Matter of fact, there's one where he says, "You want the Klan? Here we are." So.
And a wrongful death. This is a clip from the documentary The Guns of November 3rd by Jim Waters, a news camera person who was on the scene and filmed that day. A warning to our television viewers, some of this.
And this is called the Grove. Matter of fact, up around the corner from right here, this very spot is where you bought the weed. I imagine one day it turned into where you bought the crack, but I don't know. I wasn't there then. And I lived about, 5 minutes from here. These are all, these aren't townhouses. I lived in the townhouses a little further up.
This graphic.
But when this was going on, I was in college. I had a football game that Saturday. I was sitting on the bench at War Memorial Stadium in Greensboro while this happened. I was going to A&T.
Back from the Communist Party. We take it back from the niggers. It's time for us to band together. If we have to get in the streets and fight and blood up to our knees, by God, it's time to get ready to fight. Give them what they want. Fight.
And let's remember, this is the same state where these clans overran a democratically elected officials and city officials, and the U.S. government allowed these red shirts, Klan mixture, ex-Confederate soldier mixture, and let them violently kill 60 people in Wilmington, North Carolina. And because of that act, brothers have never since then rebounded or really been in charge politically in North Carolina. Then you had Jesse Helms that did the same racist things that the Democrats did, because it was the Democrats that overthrew that. And you know, the Klan was historically Democratic. So, but here we go. I'll continue.
Fight for this country. Yes, good.
Look at this. Okay, all they did is hit somebody's car. They didn't shoot, nonviolence. They got signs and shit. They hit the cars with the signs. And this is what they did. They came out of their cars shooting. You see, this is more signs. And luckily, a couple of the people had guns to fire back at them to make them stop shooting at them. But let's say they targeted people too. Everyone they killed had they assassinated particular people. They knew where they were at, and they killed the 5 that had the most political power. I mean, who do you think he's shooting into? He's shooting at people. Okay. And you know, I've said this before, and my insider information is when I worked for the water department, you know, I worked with dudes that was working then. You know, I started working in the water department and I worked the summer of 82. So this is only 3-4 years after this happened. So a lot of people I work with still work there at that time. And again, when you work for the city, you can go into any radio. And of course, the water keeps the water, streets, you know, and so forth. But they said it was radio silence on every channel. The city holds about, I think it's like 8 or 9 different departments. He said radio silence was put on every channel. Now, we know the cops was called out the area. And that's why when she said in the beginning that they got sued and they were found complicit, they called their people out of the area. And I had some people that heard that. They said they was listening to the radio that day, and they had their radio, because some of the radios you could listen to all the channels. You could turn it directly to our channel, or you could listen to all the channels. And they said they was listening to all the channels, and they say they heard it. They called the cops out of that area. Not only did they call the cops out of the area, they called everybody that worked for the city out of that area, and that was odd. All of them found that was odd, because there was, you know, again, if you have work orders, you work in the area, you got the work orders. All of a sudden, they pulled them out of the work orders. They pulled them out of that area. So
they came through and they opened fire. They opened fire on us, and we fired back to protect ourselves.
The Klan or whoever it was jumped out and just started shooting in the direction of the thickest concentration of people. They seemed to be aiming at particular people.
See?
There were several police in the area who did.
Police didn't do shit. And then, you know, the police arrested protesters. They didn't look at this. Look at this. And again, they knew where the people were. They each were assigned to kill. Each one of these people is a kill team, and they're assigned to kill the organizers they see. So it ain't they just randomly shooting. This kill team was each targeted. The 5 they wanted was the 5 most politically strong. And they did kill a sister that was pregnant.
Or whoever it was jumped out and just started shooting in the direction of the thickest concentration of people. They seemed to be aiming at particular people.
And look who they're arresting. They're not arresting clans. They're arresting the people that were protesting. They didn't arrest any Klan. These aren't Klan arrested. These were the protesters that got shot. And then, you know, they got the token nigga right here. Let's go.
There were several police in the area who did nothing until after.
They did nothing.
After these murderers left, police came in immediately, started arresting people who were trying to help those who had fallen. Nelson.
Isn't that the story every time? You arrest the victims. Isn't that the way Europeans do it? You arrest the victims.
Johnson, you know, was taken into custody, kicked in the head by the police. He was bleeding from the arm as he was trying to help people. And the police did this directly or indirectly.
Police did it directly or indirectly.
They set it up.
Images and sounds of the 1979 Greensboro Massacre from the Jim Waters documentary, The Guns of November 3rd. Local pastors in Greensboro are now calling on the city council to issue an apology for the...
And I'll tell you, I've said this many times. The next day, so this happens on a Saturday, right? This is a Saturday. We played, I don't know I don't think this was homecoming. Was it? Might have been, because my folks came down. Might have been homecoming. Trying to think, homecoming my freshman year. I don't know. But now it couldn't have been, because everybody went home. They closed campus the next week. The campus was closed. Again, we practiced, and everything, but we wasn't going to classes. And when we went, in the city, it was the first time I saw thousands of brothers and sisters armed. I mean, you go to the supermarket, all the black folks was armed. I mean, thousands of black folks was armed. It was the only time in my life I've ever seen anything like it. Again, we go to liquor store, grocery store, anywhere we went, thousands of black folks had guns and was ready in their person. Because back then you could carry, openly, as open carry back then. You could have shotguns. It was open carry. And I mean, and you know, when niggas get armed like that, you know what they do? They bring in the National Guard. All black folks didn't need the National Guard. They was ready to fight them Europeans. And, you know, they bring the National Guard in and tanks. And, you know, you can look back when, you know, the students took over the ROTC and was fighting the police. I don't know if I can find any footage but you know, a student got killed then too. So there's historically, North Carolina is a very racist, violent state, historically. So, and you know, that's why I didn't want my children to grow up there. I didn't want my children to say, hey, daddy, I love my daddy. I didn't want that, you know. So that's no shame or anybody, but that's reality. That's reality. So I'll let y'all check a little more out of this. I've showed it years
The events
past.
that led to the 1979 murders. Well, for more, we're joined by Dr. Marty Nathan, widow of Dr. Mike Nathan. He was one of the 5 people killed in that 1979 massacre. She and other survivors successfully sued Klansmen, Nazis, and the Greensboro police. We welcome you to Democracy Now!, Dr. Marty Nathan, joining us from Baltimore. You were there this weekend. Can you describe what happened 40 years ago? Lay out the scene for us, the horror.
I first want to thank you so much, Amy, for having me on Democracy Now! And focusing on this really important historical incident. What happened 40 years ago was that my friends, a very diverse...
Okay, she's reading. She's reading. They wrote for her to say. She's reading. You see this? She's reading. Look at her eyes. This is not coming off the top of her head. This is something she wrote down. So,
group of people who were planning an anti-Klan conference in Greensboro and preceding it by a march that was to have started in the black community and then gone across town. They were preparing for that march. They were singing, they were chanting, and into the middle of it drove 9 carloads of Ku Klux Klansmen and American Nazis who yelled out racial slurs. People chanted death to the Klan, and a shot was fired from the front of the caravan. People began to run towards the back of the caravan in fear of the shots. Some of the Klansmen poured out of those cars and started beating people, slashing people with knives. And then from the end of the caravan, which was where the, people were running towards, the men with the long guns, the high-powered rifles, the shotguns, took the cards.
I want to show something. Let me see if I can catch it.
And then from the end of the caravan, which was where...
Okay. He's hunting deer right here. He's looking to kill a particular person. You see? Like, we can say some of the others, but see, that's why I say this is a kill team. And I'm glad they're saying that Nazi shit too. Because for a lot of times they would just say the Klan Nazis, because technically the Klan got sued and didn't exist. You know, and I guess that doesn't come to 81. I guess that's not till 81. So, but you see, he's got like these guys back here with these rifles. They're assassin team, and they're looking to kill certain individuals. This ain't just spontaneous. They wanted to kill the union organizers, and that's who they went after. Her husband was a union organizer.
Took their guns out and very deliberately, without any seeming fear or worry about being caught for murder, began shooting people down. 5 people were murdered, including my husband, Mike, and 10 people were injured. The police were nowhere to be found, even though actually the 10th car in that caravan of Klansmen and Nazis was an unmarked police car, which contained the controller of the leader of the Klan and Nazis, who himself was an informant for the Greensboro police and had been an informant and was communicating with the FBI. That policeman in the last car did nothing except his partner took pictures. And the murders were accomplished. And some people who were working on Central America at the time and then a little bit later in the 1980s would see the similarities between this action and a North American death squad.
What happened? Who was put on trial? What were the results of the trials?
6 Klansmen and Nazis, the actual shooters. Oh, I wanted to say that as you saw in that videotape, in fact, all of this was not a mystery. It was all caught by 4 TV cameras on videotape. And so the 6 known shooters were put on trial for murder, and an all-white jury acquitted them in a trial where the prosecution, who was supposed to be, as we all know, representing the victims, us, was very openly anti-communist and anti-union. These people were all union organizers and leaders, both at Duke University Hospital and also at the Cone Mills Textiles. The prosecution said terrible things about us, and that was reflected in the media itself. And then an all-white racist jury.
What did they expect to happen, though? What did they expect to happen? You know? And this is Greensboro for you. This is why I moved away from Greensboro. You know? I used to work with a bunch of crackers. Like I said, one of my he was a friend, was the Klans. You know? I do know, you know, he was the Klans. Now, he wasn't involved in this shooting, but he was a Klan member, you know, and he, they used to do debauchery and steal shit, you know, and I did benefit somewhat because I used to work for him. And, you know, when he would be repayment, he'd have a garage full of beer. He'd have electronics. I've said all that before. But this shouldn't surprise anybody that in 1980, all-white jury, European jury, wasn't going to convict European murderers. In 1980, it still had that mentality that if you're killing anybody that's not European and doesn't agree with the European way, they had no conscience, no problems with conscience of letting them go. And that's the history of the state. A state that was taken, the government that was state government and a city government that was taken over by force. And people wonder why, certain people like to go back in time and fight them again. Because we know that's what some of y'all did. Some of you wizards went back. And that goes to my whole point. It's like we almost woke up and here they are in charge and over here in America. I mean, things ain't been like this forever. It's a very short period. They might want to make you think it's hundreds of years, but this racism has probably just been the last 100 years. A lot of the other shit is probably made up. But let's go. Let's let her finish.
Was chosen. The prosecution never even alluded to the fact that the Greensboro police informant had organized and led this caravan of Klansmen and Nazis who murdered people. Never alluded to the fact that that man, Ed Dawson, had received the parade permit from the police and was being paid by the police, and never alluded to the fact that pretty much everybody in the police department, all the way up to the chief of police and to the mayor, knew that some violence was going to happen to these people who were gathering in an anti-Klan march.
Marty, we only have 30 seconds.
Sorry.
There were 2 trials. In both cases, all white juries, and the perpetrators were acquitted.
They were. And afterwards, we did the Greensboro civil rights suit in which we proved all the things that I just said, plus the fact that an alcohol, tobacco, and firearms agent was in the Nazis as well.
And
this
finally,
was the North American Death Squad.
Faith leaders now calling for the city to issue a full apology for what took place 40 years ago.
As are we, the victims of the massacre. They have issued a very hollow apology. Sorry for your loss. We need, and I would ask people across the country to write to the city of Greensboro to demand.
Wow, they're cutting her off. This is funny. They want to shorten the story. But this is the story of America, and especially in the South. And it happened, you know, I went up here to Duluth and I showed you where they murdered people. And the people didn't really do anything. But what she said about hit squads, she's right. Those were expert fire people. Those were experts that went in there with it was, like I said, that was a kill squad. They went in there, they had 5 people they wanted to kill. And they went in there, they had pictures of them. You remember what does he say? Jim Garrison say, you know, Kevin, whatever his name is, he's like, they know every angle. And so these people let everybody pull in there, and it's like, you know, their people started the shooting, and then, you know, everybody's looking around, and, you know, these people who had pictures of who they needed to shoot, they radioed what they're wearing, and they got out the car and they killed those people. And they're right. It was probably, you know, the killers like that tend to be CIA. Killers like that tend to be connected to the CIA more than the FBI. Now, not saying the FBI doesn't have a death squad, because again, they're all connected. But yeah, that's part of the history that I did live through. And that's why, you know, fuck Greensboro for the most part. I love A&T, but fuck Greensboro. You know, I work with a bunch of racist motherfuckers. I ain't gonna lie. You know, the Klans dude I work with, he wasn't very racist, but some of them other motherfuckers I work with, they was definitely racist. So, Barbara, only TV buffs. So yeah, I've been going for 3. Oh damn, I've been this long. Okay, well, I didn't mean to go this long. Well, y'all, thank you. For following me. I guess that's enough. You know, I don't go on Friday nights. Plus we family, me and my daughter, my wife, we gonna do some things together, family things. We're gonna go around and spend money, eat dinner. And they want me to go see this damn Rowan movie. They want me to go see the movie about the dudes who rowing and shit. You know, and to beat the Nazis, and they get to shake Hitler's hand. I don't want to go see it because Hitler did not shake Jesse Owens' hand. It's like, don't bring that darky up here. No, no, no. So I don't know. I mean, that shit seems like some boring bullshit to me, but they want to go see it. It's games tomorrow night, so I don't know. Oh, OG played good. OG played good for the Knicks last night. I forgot to mention that. So I'll be back on Saturday, football game Saturday, so it'll be sometime after the football game Saturday, because remember, we got games Saturday, we got games Sunday, then the national championship is on Monday. See if I'll be set up or not. Yeah, I don't know if I'm set up. I don't know if I'm gonna go live and just wait to go live Super Bowl. I don't know. I just might watch the game and report on it afterwards and make little highlights. I don't know. We'll see. So thank you. This is the Chocolate Mountain Show. Remember, I'm not a New York rapper or a LA gangbanger. I'm just an old school Detroit crack slinger. Make more money, more money. My pockets like sunshine. My diamonds are always glowing and sparkling because they always sunny. My hand is froze. Okay.